Good Tuesday morning. It's the main event. I'm your humble host, Stephen McCollum, and hopefully you guys aren't cleaning up too much storm damage today. We didn't get much out at the house. A lot of lightning, a lot of wind. That's it. I heard this area got hit pretty hard in the West Valley. And this guy finally made it into work, dodging trees left and right, coming down his mountain tide, waving to Charles Barkley on his mansion there on the mountain as well. You know him as 17-year NFL veteran, 3-time Super Bowl champion for your Dallas Cowboys. Dale Hellestrae, everybody.
Good morning, Stephen. How are you? I just kind of floated down the 51, from all that rain, the drainage, and it was kind of weird last night where we lived. It's about 3 o'clock. You wake up to all of a sudden the lights kind of shiny, the sky's kind of shining, and they're like bang, and then you don't hear anything, and then all of a sudden. For about an hour and a half, and I don't know how your dog reacts to storms. Ours does not react very good.
She's quiet unless it gets really like raucous.
Right.
Then she'll start to be like, type of a thing. But other than that, she's good. Yeah. But your dog's older. Got to protect Brooke. This dog knows you.
Well, we thought because it's kind of going deaf. Mila is her name. And for some reason, that deafness takes a back seat when there's a storm coming.
Well, more threatening. Heightened. The other spidey senses are heightened.
It's about the only time that she really likes to come to me. So that kept us up. Lacked a little sleep last night.
Really?
Yes. So
I slept like a baby.
I don't think I asked you, but I'm glad you did.
I'm just telling you, slept like a baby.
But you're in the house by yourself, right?
I know. Ethan was there. Ireland was there last night.
I thought you said
the dog was there and everything. Yeah, no, I was
I
good.
said Ethan was with Mom. So.
No.
I mean, I see how tough you guys are here in our studios. You lock the door now.
Yeah,
Wow.
Apparently, when I walked in this morning, I locked the door behind me. So Dale had to knock to come in today.
I turned around and looked again to make sure your car was out there.
Dale's like,
is that Steve's car?
I don't know. Just habit, I guess. I don't use doors very often because I go into my house like through the garage, so I don't have to worry about that stuff. And then they redid my street yesterday, so I had to park down the street from my house when we got home yesterday.
Oh.
I had to walk like 3 houses to get to the car, to get back to the house, and I had to walk 3 houses out to go get my daughter from school. Then we had to park and walk 3 houses back in, and then she had an appointment last night, so we had to walk 3 houses down.
You know what I noticed, though? Is you said that they saved the Homeowner Association president for last. And probably the smallest swath.
Yeah, there's more today, but we had the smallest section. Yeah.
Yeah, because they take care of Big Steve.
Well, they know if it's good for them. They know what's up. They should have had a golf cart on the sidewalk waiting for me when I pulled up.
A little fan up in the corner.
Yes. The problem is while you're walking, 1, it was hot, but then 2, it just stinks like tar. So you're just breathing that in the whole time walking.
I thought you'd be jogging.
It was pretty fun and stuff like that. I already ran my 4 miles yesterday morning.
Did you in the morning?
In the morning,
before it all started. Okay.
Yeah, that's what I do. I get up early and go for a 4-mile jog, and then come into work like nothing. Yeah, it's easy to do. Why not? It's good way to start your morning, Dale, is a nice morning jog, as you know. Just saying. As you know, maybe. What a day. Bruce Cooper joins us back today as well. Don't forget. Well, he hasn't texted me yet saying he's not coming in, which means his house isn't afloat yet. He's doing good.
I'm just looking at these pictures. Graham Tate's first day of school was yesterday.
Oh, yes. Man, they start late.
And Beckett's first day of kindergarten. I'm sorry, last day of preschool. First day of preschool was, it starts today. And
So she's in preschool. You said that's so weird.
Yeah.
So after this year, she goes to kindergarten.
Yes. Next year, her and Graham will be at the same school.
She said that weird.
It wasn't. Boy, you make a big deal out of that. I'm noticing the shoes that Graham wore. It's amazing because half the time it's something that we bought him. And Hillary will go, yeah, Papa, did you know that you guys bought those shoes for him? I'm like, oh.
Well, that means your wife bought them for him, and you didn't know it. Yes, that's what that means.
But he's got these cool North Carolina Nikes on.
Yeah, that's a good thing. Teach him North Carolina ways.
No, it's the Nike and leather.
Yeah.
At 6.
Yeah. I never understood that. Like people, I knew somebody that had babies like, about the same time I did, and they were like all shopping at the Gap for clothing, and I'm like, you're spending $75 for a pair of pants they're going to outgrow in 2 weeks. What are you doing? All the fancy shoes, like designer shit. I'm like, what are you doing? They're literally going to outgrow them. Even if you buy them 2 sizes too big, they're going to outgrow them.
Very quickly.
What are you doing? Ridiculous. The kid
I noticed
don't care.
She got a picture of Graham flexing and Becca doing a little...
Do they do the sign thing where it's like, my first day of preschool or whatever?
Yeah, they're doing that. Beckett's sign says, first day of pre-K. She's age 4. She's 43 and a half inches tall.
Yeah.
What she wants to grow up to be, a tooth fairy or a builder.
Hey, have dreams, man.
Yeah,
Got to go tooth fairy. That's she's gonna be a dentist when she grows up.
But when I'm looking at Graham, he's doing one of those flexes like this, and he's got a little separation between his bicep and tricep.
That's what you're checking out.
Yeah, my guy.
Well, he's out there lifting weights, spotting spotting Pop over at the gym.
He's got some Hellestrae G's in there.
What does he want to be when he grows up?
He doesn't have a sign.
If we've got tooth fairy as an occupation, I don't know why that just hit me as funny when you said that. Robert says Sunday night was worse on the northwest side of the valley. Garbage barrels were blown all over the place. My whole street was out at 10 p.m. trying to find the barrels. That's my favorite part. So Sunday night, we had a lot of lightning and wind, but we're just not getting rain, but we're having a crap ton of lightning and thunder and wind, but no rain. And I went to put my trash can out Sunday night. I opened my garage and I was like, nope, never mind. I put it right back in because I was like, it's going to fall over, be halfway down the street and everything. So you have to get up Monday morning and do it, but it is funny how many people put their trash cans out.
Oh.
And then everybody's like, anybody have a random trash can they have out there? It's kind of funny to see when those storms happen. But congratulations, West Side are getting some rain finally, and East Side or North Side.
That's interesting because our trash is big on Monday morning too, and usually Sunday night you put it out, and I did the same thing. And then I was a knucklehead. I came home from maybe the gym on Sunday afternoon. Don't get too excited. It was like I walked in, I stretched, and I walked out.
I was gonna say, you drove there and you hit the ice cream shop in the parking lot?
Wow. Mentally, I'm just tired. Anyway, come home. It's hot, so I cracked the windows.
Ooh.
Didn't realize it was starting to rain when I walked out to put the garbage in. I'm like, oh, thank goodness I walked out because they were cracked about yay much.
Just enough rain and dirt to get in that bad boy, dust covered.
Yeah. So just in the nick of time.
Feels like I'm saved. I did it. So hopefully y'all had a good Monday afternoon and everything after the weekend yesterday. It's good times, man. Good times out there.
Steve, the way things are going, I say phooey on wild card standings. Phooey on wild card standings.
Well, call it, Dale. Call it.
I think we're on NL West Division champion watch from now on.
I'm letting you do this one. You break this down because this is the dumbest take I've ever heard in my life.
Really?
They're 7.5 games back still.
But by the way, you poo-pooed. Oh well, the Dodgers are. The Dodgers lost another one last night.
They actually won.
Oh last night, I saw that. Yeah, I saw that.
I was just giving you a hard time.
But I think
I was giving you a hard time before the show at the Dodgers because you're all hyping up the Diamondbacks to win this division now. I'm letting you hang on.
8 games over 500, Steve.
Great. Yeah.
Yeah.
And the Dodgers are 71-48, Dale. They're a
7.5
long way
games,
They're 2-8 in the last 10.
Yes.
And you are 6-4 in the last 10, and you're still back by 7.5 games.
Right.
But go ahead, call an NL West championship.
No. I'm saying just keep a little eye. Just keep a little eye on that race as we put up standings day after day and things after
keep
that.
Keep an eye on that race.
Quit looking down. Look up, Steve. Look up. Chase.
Love the optimism. Not the dumbest take I've heard today, but it's pretty close. And it's still early, folks.
Wow. Well, what did Ethan say earlier?
No, some dude on Twitter. Some loudmouth guy on that reports on 2A and 3A football.
Already this morning.
He's a moron.
Really?
Yeah. Well, I saw his stuff over the weekend. I don't follow him. He just pops up on my feed, but it popped up this morning. And I just responded with, you write like a child.
Really?
Yeah, and he got all mad with these 18 non-punctuated paragraphs and stuff like that. And I just like, oh my God.
Was he taking a shot at your favorite coach?
He was taking he always takes a shot at SCA.
Does he?
Yeah, always,
Okay.
Yeah.
I didn't.
Speaking of which, Mike Sheehan joins us tomorrow, Dale.
Does he really?
Yeah. I mean, I don't care. Take a shot at SCA. And I don't care.
Yeah, I think you get your feelings hurt more than
I don't care.
It's
just be factual about it. Quit being. Now today he told me he's a satire site. I'm like, no, you're not. No, you're not. Dale, he wants to come on the show. Maybe we should let him on the show.
Why? A satire site. First of all, using words like that in the sports realm.
That's the thing. He claims he's the number one high school, small school affiliate.
Oh.
You can't proclaim to be a guy that reports on small schools and then call yourself a satire site. First of all, that's not how this works.
And pick something else other than small school.
Well, that's the other thing. Well, it's because everybody else ignores them. But that's the thing. Like, I'm an opinion host. That's what I do. It's what I do. It's what I've always done. I am not a journalistic person at all. I hear things. I tell you guys, I'm hearing this. Like I told you, Jacoby Brissett, I'm hearing 15 million. I was one of the first people to come out and say, I'm hearing 15 million. But I didn't break it. I didn't come out and say, this is what you're getting. I told you guys, I'm hearing this, blah, blah, blah. Do what you want with it after that. Because I don't do that type of stuff. I'm just an opinion host. All I do, and we live with it and move on.
Right.
You can't be the number one small sports affiliate and then also be a satire site.
No,
what?
Those two seem to be mutually exclusive.
And I don't care. Say what you want. Bad. Like I said, I like Mike Sheehan. You guys know that. I like SCA. It's a fun school to root for. Even before they were winning, is a fun team to root for. Nice people there, stuff like that. But there's other 2A schools I really respect. Santan Charter and Pima, for instance. I learned last year to really not St. John. Is it St. John's? No, I can't remember who SCA played on that rainy game over there in the North Valley. No, they were down south. It was a Park or Benson or whatever. I really learned to respect those coaches and stuff like that. There's a lot of coaches I respect and like and stuff. And I don't care if people bash them. I have no dog in that fight. Just be factually accurate when you bash them. That's all. That's the only thing that drives me nuts.
Well, and
that's the only thing that drives me nuts. It's just be factually accurate. But then again, that's the way I do things. I'll bash something, and I'll tell you why I'm bashing them. Whether you agree with me or not, I'm going to tell you why I think the way I think. But I'm not making stuff up with 80-man rosters and stuff like that.
Why are you bashing 2A football?
That's issue number 2. He went after kids.
Yeah, and you start. I don't know if he named names or
no,
not.
He didn't. But it's very clear that
who he's talking about.
Yeah, it's very clear. He didn't even say SCA in the tweet, but you know exactly who he's referring to.
It's a school located on Tatum and Acoma. They won 3 championships in a row.
Right next to Taco Boys and the turf on Tatum.
But I'm not saying who it is.
Yeah, and it's just like, dude, I don't get, I don't like that aspect of it. And that's what I'm calling out. It's like, I don't like that aspect. Say, so you don't like SCA, who cares? You don't think SCA is doing the thing. You don't think, but SCA never asked the AIA to keep them at 2A. They just weren't moved up. and stuff to that effect, and to go after him on that just drives me nuts when it's not factual and stuff like that. And to me, I mean, in my opinion on it, Santa and Charter's an easier target than SCA ever is. The difference is SCA's won, championships, and Santa and Charter. But Santa and Charter's a good school. The coaching staff's amazing down there. They do a good job and stuff to that effect. One of the coaches got a little snippy with me. Was it 2 years ago?
Yeah.
On the opening game. Oh, no, it was the first round of the playoffs last year. Got a little snippy with me coming out of the locker room when he saw me. But I don't care. I didn't go bash. I made fun of him for doing that to me because I'm like, dude, I'm just a dude standing here. What are you doing? Let it go.
Let it go. Let it go.
But I respect those guys. But say what you want. But just attacking, that's where I'm like, dude, you don't say what you want about the coaches, whatever. But don't attack the kids at that level.
Yes.
At 6A level, there's a limit of going after them if they don't perform on their job because they could be Division I prospects and things to that. But don't take it personal. Don't do all that stuff. I mean, to say some of these kids are only at SCA, because they came down to SCA just to win because they couldn't win elsewhere. It just disgusts me. Disgusts me when you start to do that stuff. When you claim to be an affiliate. If it's a random parent, trust me, I hear parents, because people don't know who I am when I'm just sitting there usually. I've heard parents say things where I'm just like, dude or ma'am, that is, wow. Kid's trying his best, man. Like, oh my God, settle down.
Yeah.
And things to that where I'm just like, all right, interesting take. I'm going to look over here and stuff like that. But it's just, I don't know. I just don't get it, man. I don't get it.
No.
But that was my morning. I got involved in that. I got wrapped into that. But he told me to unfollow him. And I was like, Tiger, I've never followed you. You just pop up in my feed. I'm sure I actually have heard a lot about this guy in his personal life, and whether it's true or it's not, maybe he's a nice guy, maybe he's not, I don't know. But I've heard some things about him that it's like, oof.
I
was my
think
morning.
In 10 years of being on Twitter, I think I've been in one little snafu with a guy who I don't follow either. He jumped in with when I just discussed with somebody else.
That's right. Yeah.
And then he goes, unfollow me. I go, I don't follow you.
Yeah, that's what he said. That's funny. He goes, if you don't like the way I type, unfollow me. And I was like, and I looked to make sure. I was like, I'm not following you, right? Like, I've never followed you. And I was like, hey, just so you know, I've never followed you, Tiger. Settle down. You just pop up. I don't know. It's just dumb. But it's that time of year. What this told me today was it's that time of year.
Yes,
High school football is back, baby. Coach Sheehan's going to join us on Wednesdays. I have some invitations out to some other schools to join us throughout the year. Talk to them, not just at the 2A level, and we'll see if we can fit into schedules. I've offered your services also to record some other time during the day, and stuff like that for coaches that are teachers and or on campus, have real jobs. A lot of coaches aren't on campus anymore.
Right.
So they have they get up and go to Intel, or they get up and go to another job, and then they go to campus afterwards. So you got to kind of fit into their schedules. Makes it a little difficult to do out there. But we have invites out there for everybody, folks. So let's go, people.
Well, I know the coach at Gilbert Christian. He owns a couple of the Christian Brothers Automotive Services. We talked about it real quick yesterday. But the typical coach, especially small schools, you're making maybe $5,000 as a stipend.
Yeah, some of them get sponsorships, and the Booster Club arrange things so they make more for those higher end ones. But generally, that's the case.
Yeah,
I want to be clear on that because somebody a little bit ago was telling me like every coach only makes like $3,000. I was like, some of those coaches are getting. I'm not saying they're shoe deal. I'm going to label it as a shoe deal, but they're getting money from somebody owns a company who supports the school, and that money goes to the coach, for wearing their stuff and things to that effect. So there's a way to make extra money, but that only happens on these big time schools.
Yeah, it's usually the 6A and if maybe a smattering of 5A teams. You get down to 3A, 2A. Those are far.
Well, you know that. I mean, you used to
I almost retired from everything else.
Yeah, you used to take me to Steak 44 on a random night just with your stipend, and that was you're like this. This is I got to spend my stipend somewhere.
I got paid on Friday. Steve, you want to go?
He was like, whatever you want. Yeah, it is amazing that how it goes, but it's changing. It is an amazing thing to see. But all that tells me is, regardless of the nonsense out there, I'm just more of a just sit back and enjoy the high school experience. Like, I get it. Like, it's a big time deal. It's big to the students. It's big to the coaches. It's their world. But in my eyes, man, just enjoy it. And whatever happens, happens. Kids are going to make mistakes. Kids are going to screw up. Coaches are going to screw up. And to me, you can knock the coaches more than you can knock the players. And you can say the players screwed up and stuff like that, but you don't go after them personally and things like that. I mean, I remember that one year I was covering that one school, Dale's rival from his high school. And just one of the parents there was just going after a guy on the team. And I was just sitting there just amazed. Like, then I found out it was her kid that was behind this kid. And I was just like, man, that's even worse.
Right.
What are you doing? What are you doing? I don't get it. But it's high school's back now. Sheehan starting tomorrow, 9 a.m. here as well. They scrimmage tomorrow night, kind of tell you their schedule. They have a scrimmage tomorrow night. First game at Pima next Friday. At Pima. So they're starting off with a long drive to begin their season. Yes. On a Friday night this year as well. I know a lot of schools like Queen Creek gets kicked off next Thursday night, so a lot of Thursday night games starting up, coming here as well, and everybody's watching that Chandler corridor, Basha, Chandler High School, and of course Hamilton down there. Everybody's saying champions coming from that area right there.
Right.
Centennial. Down this year. If you don't know, a lot of stuff happening in that Peoria school district right now.
Yes. Yes, it is.
It'd be interesting to see how the West Side reacts with all the controversy and stuff happening in those areas.
Well, as we get into next week, I think everybody that plays for SCA or is involved in SCA will be watching the weather. As that seems like the last couple seasons.
No, it doesn't seem like last three, Dale.
Right.
All three of the championship years began with weather. Like, last year it didn't get split into two games because Pima was like, we ain't coming back.
Right. So I waited it out.
I got home at like midnight or something ridiculous. And it ended up being a blowout type of a game. So you were just like, running clock, let's go. Let's get this thing over. And it ended like at 11:30 or something. So much so that some of the neighbors complained about the lights being on too late.
Yeah.
And they had to turn the scoreboard down. They had to turn the scoreboard volume down during this season because they were complaining this new scoreboard was too loud.
And then previously it opened up against Santan my last couple years there. One time we started off on a Thursday, had to go back on a Friday.
That was the one at Santan, so you guys had to travel.
Yeah.
And then the next year they had to travel
Friday
and Thursday and Friday as well, back up to Pima as well. So which I know doesn't sound like a lot, but that's 40-minute drive, with school abilities, cars, vehicles. I mean, kids had to break dates on Friday night to go finish playing football.
Sorry, coach, I have a date. I can't make it tomorrow night.
Yeah, I said she won't let me play Friday night because I told her since I played Thursday, I'd be there on Friday. Yeah, that'll be interesting because right now it's on my schedule to drive to Pima to watch that game.
Really?
For me, it's like an hour and 20-minute drive. It's not that bad. It's not that much farther than me driving to SCA, to be honest with you. Not that much farther. For the school, it's like 2.5 hours. For me, it's a lot easier. Through the mountains out there. It's if you don't know, it's out by Globe, Miami, that type of area is where Pima is out there and everything. But I'll be watching the weather because I don't want to get out there.
Yeah. 2 drives out to Pima?
I'll do one. I won't do 2. Friday night, because then they'd have to play Saturday, and not doing that.
No, Saturday's already booked.
Yeah, I'm busy. I got to do my hair. That's my doctor's appointment I'll tell you guys about coming up is that following Saturday, Dale. I'll be all nervous,
it's on a
willy-nilly.
Saturday.
Yeah,
Okay.
Saturday at 4:30 p.m. is when I got to do this thing. I'll tell you all about what I got coming up in my life. It's pretty funny. As of now, I'm healthy. We'll find out after this test what's wrong with me. I'll tell you about that coming up next week probably as we deal with that as well. Actually, no, that's a couple weeks out. We're still, God, it's the 11th of the month. Never mind, that's 2 weeks out still, so I'm still good on that. So it won't be that next Saturday.
Okay.
ASU even starts late this year. I hear thunder outside right now. It's still thundering.
Is it?
I don't know, I just heard that or somebody's bowling behind me here because I can hear it rolling out there and everything. But Dale, it's just a fun time of year.
Yes,
ASU,
it is.
U of A. We got NBA talk. NBA season schedule starting to come out for the opening night, Christmas night. Checking that out. How many times are we going to have to watch the 76ers? Well, folks, let me tell you now, every time.
Every holiday.
They're going to get burned by this, man. Like, all the superstars are going to be out by the time Christmas comes around. They're going to be injured and sitting out of the game and stuff like that. They're going to get burned by this
Can't
deal.
you see that? LeBron taking a rest night and then beat out for 6 weeks. And
I'm just waiting for it to happen. But we have opening night, Christmas night as well. Major League Baseball talk, of course. Soroka returned last night. Tonight, again, look, it's the Rockies. And you kept Jake McCarthy to nothing last night, which is what you have to ask for when you play the Rockies and stuff like that. I got Josh Sweat updates for you guys. Cardinals depth chart is basically the same as it was last week that they came out with yesterday. Hall of Fame ratings, Dale, as well. We'll talk to Bruce Cooper about Larry's enshrinement and all of that. But, Dale, did you see Monty Ossenfort said the goal is the playoffs for your Arizona Cardinals? Just silence.
well, I'm always twisted in situations like this. Like, what's he supposed to say?
He has to say that,
You
right?
know, our whole goal and our whole setup for this offseason was to try to win one more game than we did last year.
But there's a way to say it. Like, we expect improvement on our team this year. We have a lot of talent. We expect improvement, and we expect to be in the conversation to get into the playoffs. Like, that's fine. But when you come out and say, oh, no, our expectation is playoffs this year, you're setting an unrealistic expectation when you do that. I get it. I get it. That's his job to do it. There's a way to phrase it that you're expecting improvement without setting the expectation of playoffs. That's my problem. What are you doing, man? You just look foolish. If you believe it, fine, but phrase it in a way that you're not setting. Because if you don't come anywhere near the playoffs, you're setting yourself up for failure, let alone you're setting the whole team up for failure when you're 1-17 or whatever the record's going to be.
Not with our boy, the rookie.
Not with Beck out there.
Carson Beck.
Oh, my God. Marvin Harrison Jr. is the best receiver in the league again. Carson Beck's coming back down to earth in practice. I was reading about that yesterday. It just cracks me up. It's that time of year where it's just ebbs and flows. Narratives get put out there.
Well, yeah, they've been in camp a few weeks now, and it's like, okay, now what are we going to write about?
It's so ridiculous. But I don't know. That money comment just kind of stuck me as really.
Well,
dude?
I think maybe what you should do is that first home game, and I would imagine that
Against the
Ossenfort's
Seahawks?
parents would be in attendance and just walk in there mic'd up and say, "Hey, I saw what your son said. It's playoffs or bust." Well, did he really mean that?
Mic it up. Did you guys teach him to be a liar when he was growing up?
Didn't you punish him?
If you don't know, Monty Ossenfort's parents sit close to me. His mom's the sweetest lady on the planet, just an absolute gem of a human being. Sits by us. We've become friendly with them at the stadium when they're there and stuff like that. And just absolutely gem of a human being and everything. And his dad is kind of funny. He's just I think he's kind of like Monty, just staunch and just doesn't say a lot, type of a thing. But his mom's just not that his dad's a bad person. I'm not saying that, but his mom is just a saint. Protect her at all costs. I actually feel sorry for Monty's with his exploits.
Well, you can turn around. You can just welcome him back. Hey, did you think you were going to be back? I wasn't sure you're going to be.
I told that story last year when I was talking to the dad and I were just having a little small conversation. And that's what it was. They were going because they live back in Minnesota, and they were going back to Minnesota. It's like, oh, we won't see you guys again this year. And they go, no, we're done for the year. I go, we'll see you next year. And the dad goes, because I was testing him because I wanted to know what he knew. I wanted to see what his reaction was. And he goes, yep, see you next year. And he goes, ooh, hopefully. And the reaction, I was like, ooh, he doesn't know. Well, I told that story on air, and I was like, he doesn't know what the situation is. Like, if Monty has been told anything, his dad does not know, or his mom does not know what he's been told. Because it was like a genuine reaction. It wasn't one of those, oh, I got to cover this up now,
right? Type
of a thing. So I don't know. I don't know if it's fascinating. But yeah, I'll welcome him back. Be like, all right, one more year, let's do it. I told his mom to tell Monty. Last time I saw him as well, they were leaving, and I flat out told her, you tell Monty to tell Michael Bidwell, coaching staff gone, I get another chance. And his mom was like, that's a great idea. So she probably went and told him, hey, this guy that sits in front of me said, do you tell Michael?
He's a guy I've read that he battles on Twitter with.
You think his mom's on Twitter? You think his mom's on Twitter reading all that? Oh, my God. Could you imagine his poor mom on Twitter with what people say about Monty?
No.
Ugh, brutal.
No.
But Thursday night, Raiders coming up here. We'll have to see who plays, Carson Beck and them. That stuff. Interesting enough, I was reading some stuff about teams, and ESPN.com put out NFL training camp early takeaways for all 32 teams.
Okay.
They did not mention anything about Carson Beck. This was just put out last night or this morning.
Okay.
Carson Beck is not an early takeaway from camp.
Kind of interesting.
That's what I thought.
Did they come up with a better one?
Well, they have 3 people they talk about, but the main one is, based on reports, those memes of Marvin Harrison Jr. flubbing passes early in camp should soon be forgotten. I told you guys before camp started of what you're going to hear from the national media and a lot of people as camp goes on is how unbelievable Marvin Harrison catches balls. Marvin Harrison is amazing. He caught a ball and it was being challenged by Rabbit, and it was a contested ball, and Marvin Harrison Jr. came down with it for a touchdown in practice. And I'm like, Rabbit's not playing, defense like an NFL cornerback's going to be playing in a game, folks. And you see all that narrative. And right here, NFL.com. Oh, the memes of Marvin Harrison Jr. flubbing passes early in camp should be forgotten soon. Every camp we go through this with Marvin Harris. This is the 3rd camp in a row where we go through it. Oh, the catches he makes. His first year was he catches balls just melt into his hands. A ball goes near him and it just finds his hands and he just snags it out of the air. And then the real game started. So that's one of them. The other one is a lot of people seeming up in arms on this, and I don't care because I think it's 1A and 1B. I mean, they're both starting running backs. But a lot of people are taking exception to Tyler Algier being listed on the depth chart over Jeremiah Love, saying Love's the better running back and he deserves to be the starter in that first spot. Now, it doesn't matter. They're both going to be on the field. It doesn't matter. They're both going to get it done. But people are losing their minds about this. And he references it here too. He says, I don't believe things will stay that way come September, meaning Algier ahead of Love. Does it matter? They're both going to be integral to this offense. But people are losing their minds about Love being number 2. I don't understand it. So, and this is NFL.com, folks.
I could just see a number of different scenarios to where I could see if they're opening up in a formation where they're both out on the field.
I think they're both going to be out there most of the time, to be honest with you.
And obviously you're going to need to get each of them some rest, especially early in the season and all that. But, yeah, I mean, that's much to do about nothing.
I know, but it's just interesting that a national publication, NFL.com, is now referencing what a lot of local people and social media accounts are starting to say about that position.
To me, it's like in basketball. Yeah, okay, so you start a guy, you play him 5 minutes, and then he's out for the rest of the game.
I know. Yeah, but he got the start, Dale.
Yeah.
That means he's better.
I mean, who's in the last 6 minutes of the game?
A lot of this is it's training camp, and you're running out of things to talk about.
Oh, yeah.
2 weeks into it as well. The other conversation piece, and we'll talk about this with Bruce Cooper as well, but Mike LaFleur came out and said, quote, "Whether you believe me or not, I'm not worried about him for September 11th at all," unquote. Talking about Josh Sweat. And even Monty said yesterday, "We have no interest in trading Josh Sweat. We're excited to have him," unquote. What does this tell you? What do those two statements I just gave you tell you about Josh Sweat here early in training camp?
Well, it means that they have optimism. Have we heard anything from Josh Sweat?
No, this is you're kind of getting to my point. This tells me Josh Sweat's sitting out. He doesn't want to be on part of this team anymore.
He's not holding out for more money because he just signed last year, didn't he?
On the pup list. Yeah, but he wanted to be here with Gannon. Why else is Josh Sweat not here and hanging out and not here with the team and everything? And he's injured. He's sure. I mean, he hobbled a lot last year. Don't get me wrong, but why is he not here? If you the two quotes I just gave you, whether you believe me or not, I'm not worried about him for September 13th at all. Means he's not going to sit out and miss a game check. And then on top of it, which, by the way, you miss game checks if you miss preseason games. So, whatever. And then Monty's saying, we're not trading him at all. Go and compare that to what the Tampa Bay Buccaneers are saying about their defensive lineman that's holding out right now. Vita Vea. I like to call him. I like to call it. His name's all messed up. He's going to be the next Arizona Cardinal.
Whoa.
Taking Josh Sweat's spot. In all seriousness, they're saying the exact same thing. Oh, we're not trading him. GM goes, we have no interest in trading him. The head coach, he'll be here for the first game. I'm not worried about it. That tells me there's some disagreements on playing for this team between Josh Sweat and this Cardinals team. That I'm just reading between the lines. I'm speculating.
I have such a hard time thinking it's because of the head coach.
But if he wasn't here, but he's not here. There's only one reason not to be here on the pup list.
Oh, I thought he reported and he's out on the field.
But that's the thing. Like,
you're not working out.
Yeah,
it's
like, where's he at? Right. That's what I'm getting at. Where's he at? Just saying. There's something going on in the background. He won't miss a game. He won't miss a regular season game check. So he will be there. But there's some disagreements going on behind the scenes, is what I'm reading by all of this.
Well, if it's just he wants to play for Jonathan Gannon, I don't understand it. Is he really holding? Does the power play for a little more money? Well, what is it about?
Well, that's the thing. I mean, so that's what I want to be clear. That's what I'm saying. Like he is in camp, but he's not in camp. If you know what I'm saying. Like it's like hold in. There's only one reason to hold in. Is he getting treatment? Is he injured? Okay, so Cardinals do have a policy. If you're injured, you don't talk to the media. But then why are you saying I'm not worried about him being here September 13th? But if he's injured and can't practice, how do you know that? Why do you have to go out and say we have no interest in trading Josh Sweat at all? Why is that even a conversation if he's just injured and sitting on the sideline? Why do you have to come out and say that? Because there's animosity or something going on behind the scenes while he's standing on the sidelines watching practice. It's just a weird thing to be going on with him.
Yeah,
That's all I'm pointing out. Monty Ossenford also said yesterday he's making good progress. That's all he said. He's making good progress.
What's supposedly his injury?
They haven't said. I assumed it was a knee because last year he had a little bit of a knee injury and still played through it and stuff like that. There's no way that knee is still bothering him, though, is there? The season ended in the beginning of January. There's no way.
I wouldn't think.
Purcell there in 49ers land, but he opted not to have surgery on it and stuff like that. Yeah. Yeah. It's a weird situation going on is what I'm proposing to you out there.
Unless he re-aggravated on that uneven weight floor.
But it's just, I know there's trade rumors out there, but you just shut it. We have no interest in trading Josh Sweat. Shouldn't you come out with, no, Josh Sweat's part of this team. He's rehabilitating. He'll be here to start the season. We're behind him 100% on it, and he's part of this team moving forward. To come out and have to be all, we have no interest in trading him, tells you somebody got to somebody and said he wants to trade. It's the Cardinals. Then did you see the update on this Steve Keim situation? He's officially lawyered up. He's telling media people that reached out to him. He's lawyered up here on the scam deal that's out there. And, hey, he's confident in his case. First of all, you're usually confident in your case. You always put that out there. And look, he should lawyer up because these are serious charges of scamming and ripping off NFL players and stuff like that. 100%. But what are the charges against him? If the other guy was scamming everybody and you had nothing to do with it, you still have to lawyer up. And stuff to that. It doesn't look good when you work for Clutch Sports. I just have a feeling this ain't gonna end well. This ain't gonna end well, man.
Although I did see where D-Hop
deleted his
tweet.
Well, because a lot of people said this yesterday, and I was thinking it as well. Like, how can you? Like, samples are done. Like, they'll get you at a restaurant or something, and like nobody can touch it. Like Steve Keim's not, let me see that sample and putting drops of other stuff in it and things like that. But I mean, that was just a weird deal.
Yeah.
But the bigger thing here is he was ripping off Jalen Carter, was a bunch of Eagles players are noted to have lost money to that other guy and stuff like that. But like I said, this is a guy in Steve Keim. Because I listed just things that Steve Keim did. I listed them yesterday, right? The DUI, the suspension. I didn't even mention it. The burner phone so we could still be in touch with everybody and run the offense, right? Like, I didn't even mention that yesterday. Like, if you go back, there's always shadiness with Steve Keim everywhere he has been with the Cardinals. There's some shady fact. He comes back and he has to leave because of mental issues and stuff like that instead of getting fired. And then he just quietly goes away. There's just always something shady about the guy. I don't get it. Michael Bidwell, man, do better background checks, my man. Whoever's doing your background checks on people you're hiring,
Or maybe he did have a good background once he got here.
Well, because McDonough, say what you want about that McDonough story. He was a raging alcoholic and, stuff to that effect. Like, it's just like, what? What's that? Do you have to be a raging alcoholic to work for Michael Bidwell? That's the question, folks. Allegedly.
Allegedly. Somehow get through those 3-win seasons. I don't know. I know a guy who's not a raging alcoholic who is high on them each and every year.
You gonna throw him under the bus right now?
I know a guy.
Yeah, coming up, folks. Bruce Cooper's joining the program. Come on back. We're back here with this guy, Bruce Cooper, the man, the legend, Bruce Cooper. Of course, 34 years at Channel 12 as the I forget your title over there, the sports guy.
I don't know. I had too many.
Yeah, I know it changed a lot.
Producer.
Yeah. It's like, I was like watching some of the stuff Cam was doing, Cam Cox with Larry's thing, and I was just like, Coop's probably at home right now, cigar in hand, just sitting on his back patio, watching him like struggle to get all the interviews and everything like that.
Did you ever go to Canton for a Cardinal player introduction?
I did not.
You did not?
I did not. That's one thing. That's funny. I mean, I've been to everything you can think of. I mean, from World Series to Super Bowls to NBA championships, even the Stanley Cup. But man, I have not been to Canton.
Okay. Yeah, because
well, who would have? Well,
I think
Kurt Warner.
I think Aeneas Williams was the first one.
That's what I was going to add. But that was
that went in.
Yeah, and that was sorry, I got to reach over here and I'll help you out here. Just pull it closer to you, the base. Sorry, folks, we have to do some production here. Talking to, I'll take out here. There's a number on here. Talking to that number, so line up to that or move it to your face.
Old, he can't.
I know, right?
That.
A guy that was on Channel 12. They hooked him on. They hooked just a lavalier mic on him back in the day, and he just walked around with that on.
That's how I roll.
Well, I didn't mean to interrupt.
Yeah,
that,
well,
sure.
I know you're friends with Cam Cox. I thought they did a really nice job, though, getting the whole weekend and all the festivities and everything covering Larry.
Our sports photographer, his name is Chris Peterson. Chris Peterson did a tremendous job putting together a lot of Larry Fitzgerald. I mean, he chronicled his era with the Cardinals, because when Larry decided, I guess right around COVID, that he wasn't going to play anymore, well, he never made an announcement that he retired, but everyone just assumed. So Chris got that assignment. I mean, he put together a lot of stuff, and it's been sitting there in an archive, and Cam's been pulling it out and utilizing it, and it's good that it's got some use. But right. Chris did an outstanding job, and heck, so did Cam up there. I mean, those guys hustled. They got all the different dignitaries in addition to Larry. So right. I thought they did a really good job.
Yeah, it was really good. A lot of people did really good coverage while he was there as well. And I mean, it was interesting to see, old coaches. Wisenhunt was there, of course. BA was there.
Sure.
You see a lot of that. A lot of players showed up for him. Booker showed up for him.
Yeah, Devin Booker's really special. I mean, him and Larry Fitzgerald. I mean, they're in that same pot of that acorn. I mean, they really are. I mean, they are so beloved, and they just absolutely get it. They're so community oriented. I mean, they take time to make fans feel special when they reach out to them, when they want an autograph. I mean, you got Booker driving down to Sedona, working McDonald's drive-through, handing out some of his signature shoes.
Yeah.
He's special, and to show up. I mean, Larry. Let me tell you something. If Booker is a Hall of Famer in the NBA, I guarantee you, Larry would show up and do just what Book did. I mean, they're two really, really unique, special guys.
Right. And, when we talk about who's the next guy, Valley-wise, who has a chance, we kept it to the Cardinals, and that might be a long, long, long time. Last week we were talking, I think it was after you came in,
okay.
But we were talking about the Mount Rushmore of Arizona sports, and then we started saying, because we were struggling a little bit. I mean, because you could put guys on there, but are they really Mount Rushmore types? And then Holmberg and I were doing our little podcast. He goes, what's an easier thing to do? So what's that? He said a Mount Rushmore of villains. The Valley Sports.
There's too many of them.
Yeah, there's we need two Mount Rushmores.
Yeah. I mean, I brought up the coin flip way back in the day. I wasn't even around for that, and to me, that started the vein of existence of Phoenix Suns bad luck that happened.
We should have known right then and there. Hey, get the franchise to Toronto.
I tell you, the Suns have certainly been been plagued by this bad cloud or dark cloud that hovers over them. But San Antonio's just seen an array of sunshine.
Yeah.
I mean, how many number 1 overall picks can you get? David Robinson, Hall of Famer. Tim Duncan, Hall of Famer. And Wemby, I'll be damned if he won't be one.
Right.
I mean, my gosh, who gets 3 number 1 overalls and hit that? And the Suns, one time in their 53-year history, they've got number 1 overall. A guy named DeAndre Ayton.
Yeah, Luka's just out there doing his thing.
Yeah, no, it's crazy.
And it's even worse though if you think about that. 'Cause this is what drives me nuts about the Luka DeAndre Ayton movement and stuff. It's even worse because you have Luka's European coach as your head coach, and you still pass on the guy who ends up being better on top of it.
You had a Phoenix Suns owner in Robert Sarver who had tremendous ties to the University of Arizona.
I understand that side of it, but that's what I'm getting at, though, is like,
Well,
it's one thing to pass on him because you're not sure, but you have the guy that coached him when he was 14, 15, 16, 17, sitting right there, and you still can pass on it.
Well, let me say this. The Suns absolutely positively do not get to the 2021 NBA Finals without Ayton.
100%.
I mean,
that playoff run.
I was looking for that dude. I said, okay, this is it. I was looking for him to play that way going forward, even though
improving from that point.
Even though after going up 2-0 in the finals against Giannis and the Bucks, then you get that back. And I don't really blame Ayton for that. I mean, Chris Paul just.
Nobody was guarding Giannis in that playoffs. A
lot of people I heard blame DeAndre for that. Well, Giannis embarrassed a lot of people.
He does. But what happened if you watch those games? And I was at every one of them. The Suns had late leads or game late when they're down a possession, and Chris Paul made some uncharacteristic turnovers.
Playoff Chris Paul showed up.
I'm just dumbfounded.
Man.
So if you go for nemesis for the Suns, obviously you got the coin flip.
Mm-hmm.
You can pick a Boston Celtic back in the mid 70s,
76.
The 76. You can go John Paxson. You can pick a handful of different Spurs.
Yeah, but
Robert Horry.
Instead of Robert Horry, though, I pick the referees in the NBA and the NBA offices more than I put it on Robert Horry and them. Because they compounded that by suspending the players and stuff.
You can pick a Pittsburgh.
And that's still a very, very sore spot with me.
You can pick a couple Pittsburgh Steelers in that Super Bowl, whether it's Harrison or the guy who caught the ball at the end.
Yeah, because Holmberg had Harrison, and I told Harrison, I was like, no, it's the catch in the end zone. It's Francisco falling across the middle of the field, wide open.
Aaron Francisco versus Santonio Holmes.
Yeah, wide open. All he has to do is run, and it's not a 50-yard, 70-yard game.
You can spend a legitimate show on villains.
Makes my heart hurt.
I'm telling you guys, it took me a while to get over that Robert Horry thing. No.
But it is funny. But I think in terms of the Mount Rushmore, it's fairly easy who's on the Mount Rushmore. The one that you would interchange I know a lot of people put Diana Taurasi on there and some people wouldn't. That'd be the one that I would say would be interchangeable depending on your perspective on the league. But I mean, she's got to be up there. Just all played for it, championships brought here, all of that stuff. But other than that, right, it's Shane Doan, Randy Johnson, and it's obviously Larry Fitzgerald.
Well, look, you
can't substitute those three.
You can also interchange Barkley and Booker there. But I tell you what,
but that's what I'm getting at. You have three definites, and then depending on your perspective, you can argue.
The fact that you mentioned Diana Taurasi, I mean, I can't get this WNBA out of my head. I mean, what the heck is going on there?
I've given up on him, Coop. I refuse to talk about it. I refuse to watch. I used to just turn the games on and have them on. I refuse to watch anymore. I don't need political crap thrown in my face when I'm trying to watch a basketball game and listen to a basketball game. I'm just tired of it.
Yeah, I can't even think of her name. That she just hammered.
The Chicago Sky gal. I know.
Can't think of her name.
I know. I know. I can't remember. Not Chyannis. I know. We all know who you're talking about.
But I mean, it's an obvious flagrant too.
Yeah.
She has the unmitigated gall, the audacity to go post white privilege. I'm like, girl, what is your freaking problem?
And hashtag the Indiana Fever on top of
Yeah,
it.
yeah. I mean, damn. Look. When Caitlin Clark came into the league, I mean, I couldn't believe the level of jealousy, including coming from our own Diana Taurasi and Sue Bird.
Yeah.
I mean, I was just blown away.
Yeah.
I said, ladies, please. Caitlin Clark is putting you on a level that you've never been at before. Not only from salaries, but from resources. Like you now have your own no one has to travel commercial anymore. You have your own private planes now.
They're getting paid more.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm talking salaries. Yeah, it just blows me away. And now there's no question that the league has a certain clique of gays and lesbians. I mean, that's all good and good. But man, to take this level to where it's now, well, should transvestites be allowed to play? No. Look. Kathy Engelbert, she's the WNBA commissioner. Hey, woman, step up and take a stand. Just say no.
She only does what the NBA commissioner tells her to do.
It's
That's
ridiculous
the problem.
because now you had two former NBA players who are now saying, "Hey, since
Enes
you
Kanter,
guys
one
don't
of
know
them.
the difference between a man and a woman, I'm going to declare myself a woman. I'm going to declare for the draft.
Yeah.
Come on, man, let's stop the nonsense."
Well, not stop the nonsense. And then, Coop, probably out of all the audacity of the thing, number one, they decide what a woman is, or don't put a W there, number one. But number two, the Indiana Fever coach, after that flagrant foul, stood up for the other girl.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, I know.
How does Caitlin Clark even look her in the face?
No, she didn't. She put her hands over her ears and face and kind of hid.
Hey man, I think I told you guys this story before because but I felt bad and I felt stupid for asking it. But I can't remember the Suns player's name, but he clotheslined Kobe.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
Raja Bell.
Thank you. Clothesline Kobe. So I'm in the Lakers locker room now. I'm up to Lamar Odom, and I asked Lamar. I said, Lamar, did you think that was a dirty hit by Raja on it and on Kobe? And he just looked at me. I mean, it was probably literally only 5 seconds, but it felt like a minute. Yeah. I mean, and I'm just like, holy crap. He says, did you see the play? He said, what did you think? He said, come on, man. And he's right. He's right. I should not have asked that question.
Right.
I should have phrased it another way. Give me your thoughts or something like that. But I shouldn't ask him if he thought it was a dirty play. It was clearly a dirty play. That was a dirty play. The gal laid. And for her, the coach to think it's just a basketball
hard foul.
I will say this: the WNBA allows those types of fouls, and people get kicked out for them all the time in the WNBA. So it's allowed to happen. It's the extracurricular BS that happens is what's turning you off from the league. I don't need to see a coach with. I don't care what your beliefs are on trans rights or what. I just don't care. Have your own beliefs. But then have a coach sitting on the sideline with Trans Kids Matter shirts on when you're trying to watch a basketball game. When you're watching the basketball game and all of a sudden you get distracted because then it becomes, white privilege conversations and stuff. I'm not watching. If I want to watch that, I'm turning into some CNN or whatever to watch that stuff. I want to watch basketball. I want to see all that. And it drives me nuts. I've turned against the WNBA where I'm not interested. It's ridiculous. Just play basketball. Shut up, play basketball. Do your stuff that you're going to do on the side like everybody does. NBA does their outside, stuff, etc. Do all that stuff. But dear God, leave it to the basketball court. You're ruining the league. It's an amazing thing. It's like they're just self-sabotaging it.
Well, I hate to go back to the commissioner, Engelhart.
She's weak.
I mean, but she saw the play. You can't come back and say, hey, we're going to review it and then we're going to talk about it with the players. So, no, come out and say that, say what it is. Yeah. That was an egregious play. It was a dirty play, and she deserved to be kicked out with a flagrant 2. And I'm very disappointed that she played that white privilege card. I mean, just go ahead and say it.
Right.
Go ahead and say it. That's going to show.
It's like everybody's afraid of.
It's going to show strong leadership.
No, that's
come
the
on.
thing. Yeah.
I think everybody's afraid of stepping on somebody's toes.
That's exactly what it is.
And if you go back to what the pretty blonde, gosh, I just say she played for the Mercury.
Sophie Cunningham.
What she said. If you listen to what she said, said, I love all people. I just don't believe boys should be in a girls' locker room.
Absolutely. And Sophie's the one that got closed
Yeah,
by
yeah,
this gal.
yeah.
But absolutely. If I'm the head coach, if I'm the WNBA commissioner, I echo it. I'm not going to sit there and say, well, I'm gonna him and her. Well, I mean, how do you define a man and a woman? Please stop it. You know
well, that's what I mean. Like that, it shouldn't even go to
man.
that. I look at it like when Colin Kaepernick was taking the knee. A lot of outside buzz about that noise. Should he do it? Should he not do it? Et cetera, and that stuff. But it never crossed that line into like it went into the political stuff, but not the line of turning you off necessarily. I know some people were, and it's just like this, like you said, it's just like they want to please everybody out there. And instead, it just makes everybody just be disgusted by it and move on. And I just hate it for the league.
Yeah,
because they're literally self-sabotaging themselves. And the commissioner's showing weakness. The coaches are showing weakness. I'm not putting any of this on the players, by the way.
I am. That's ridiculous.
I'm talking about on the court play because they do those fouls in the WNBA
Steve,
all the time.
That's the whole point. All of this riffraff off the court is taking away what they do on the play on the court.
Point, yeah.
I mean, shoot, the WNBA has been starving for eyes and publicity for forever. Now Caitlin Clark comes in, and now all these arenas are sold out. You have to move from your venue to the NBA venues to accommodate the crowd. And now you allowed one off-the-court issue after another to pile up, and it's taken away from the play on the court. I mean, my God.
I go to social media, and I'm like, hey, what happened? Like, how are the Lynx doing? You know, the Sparks. Adding Kelsey Plum to the Mercury is, if you have not seen highlights at a minimum of Kelsey Plum, adding a 5-time All-Star, she looks dominant on that court playing for the Mercury. She has, and obviously she went out last game.
You talk about
so you're seeing that, but you know what? That you don't see any of that because when you go to your social media feed, it's all about this extra stuff, stuff that I can go to CNN and watch if I want to, or something to that effect. And now it's folded into the WNBA where you're not seeing the highlights, you're not seeing the positive play. Kelsey Plum said the greatest thing last week when they interviewed her. She said this season is setting up for the end of this season because the Mercury aren't good this year. It's setting up for next season and beyond. Great comment from her on she's going to re-sign here and everything to that effect. All got buried because of all this extra crap out there. And it's just stupid. It makes me angry, and I don't want to pay attention to it while they're doing all this other stuff out there, you know?
Yeah. Look, we're
No, I'm angry too.
We're not even talking about the play on the court for the
WNBA. That's the argument. Nobody is these days. Clay Travis is all about men playing, all this stuff. Enos Cantor, Fox News. I saw a clip yesterday where their hosts are talking about the men wanting to, and it's just like, dear God, you're about to start your playoffs.
You know what I compared it to, and I did this a couple weeks ago, Coop. Let's see what you think, and then we need to go to a break. I know we're at the top of the hour. It was Caitlin Clark coming in. Mm-hmm. Whether you like her or you don't as a player, nothing but good things happened for you. A lot like when Tiger Woods came on the scene. Now, there's a whole lot of other stuff that was going into that, the race car and all those things. But once the players realized, hey, we're all making more money.
Yeah.
We're all receiving benefit. They started worshiping the kid as he got going.
Right. Absolutely. And you want to cash in on that cash cow.
Yes.
And so again, we're old enough to remember. Maybe not Steve is, but we're old enough to remember when Magic and Bird came into the league.
Yes. I was too young.
I mean, it was black versus white. It was East versus West. It was Celtics versus Lakers. The NBA promoted and played those cards to the hilt. The popularity of the league went up. And here's the great thing about it. There was no jealousy between Magic and Bird. They did commercials together. They loved each other. And so everyone embraced them. They loved each other. But you got Caitlin Clark coming in this league, and you have the league superstars like Diana Taurasi, like Sue Bird, who are jealous and won't accept her, won't embrace her. And now, if the WNBA was smart, I would have played that Angel Reese and Caitlin Clark deal, that black-white thing. it works. It would have played, but you needed them to be friends. You needed them to embrace each
they
other.
do not like each other.
And let me tell you something. It ain't like the guys, man.
Well,
that's a good way of putting it, too.
And Bird and Magic, it took them a few years to start liking each other. They respected the hell out of each other.
Sure.
And they both said that along the way. But you're right, because back then, and you listen to Charles Barkley talk, who were the most important guys in the NBA history? Magic and Bird. He said, the reason guys are making $50 million a year is because they took the NBA championship for being tape delayed, which I forgot about, tape delayed to it. Now it's primetime TV, and then further and further. So anyway, I know.
Well, last thing I wanted to leave on that is when Caitlin Clark came into the league, one of the players came out like halfway through that season. I don't remember who it was, and said, "This league, we have too many eyeballs on this league." And they basically were like, we enjoyed showing up now because fan bases started showing up and being more vocal. So if they were used to playing, I can't remember. I'll have to look it up.
That's
because
stupid.
because the stadiums got full, they were like able to go out there and just play to, quarter full stadiums, and it was a better experience.
But they wanted more money and they wanted more benefit.
And then Caitlin, somebody said that. I'll have to look that up because it always stuck with me.
That's the stupidest thing I've ever heard.
Well. We'll leave it at that. Come on back, folks. Second hour main event coming up next. And we're back here, second hour main event. Tuesdays mean this guy joins us. I have to knock him down a little bit here because he is the legend, Bruce Cooper, of course. Every Tuesday, have some fun with him. Talk local sports out there. Last week, a lot of positive feedback. Bruce, on your stories on Larry, and some more stories about that started to come out over the weekend as well from teammates and things and everything. So just your thoughts on Larry Fitzgerald getting into the Hall of Fame on Saturday.
Well, I'm really extremely happy for him. I do know that it was an emotional time for him because his father was not there. I mean, he just lost him like maybe 2.5 months ago.
June,
and so it was difficult, but I like the way they handled the whole enshrinement ceremony.
Mm-hmm.
I was really nervous for Devin, Larry's son, to step up to the mic and really say some things and present his dad, but they put everything on tape.
Yep.
And so not only is it work from a timing standpoint for the producers who are trying to time out the show anyway, but it looked a lot more polished.
Yep.
And so I thought Devin did an extraordinary job. I mean, I think the two best speeches were by Larry and Drew Brees.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I did. I thought those were the two best out there. And look, I didn't know anything about Roger Craig's health issues, but I like the way.
I'm surprised he announced that in that setting.
Yeah, and well, and
dementia.
And Cam was telling me that Roger was the one player that would not speak to the media up there. And so then I said,
They
well,
kept him away.
now we found out why, and so he has. So I thought it was well, and I love the fact that the Cardinals announced that they are a date for his Ring of Honor,
October 25th, I believe, against the Broncos.
Yeah, I would
game.
not have picked that game.
Yeah, that's.
I mean, that gum, man.
But with the first, what do you wait till though? Do you wait till the Jets game or something?
Yeah, let me find a more winnable game.
It's like
man.
homecoming.
Yeah, I mean, jeez, Louise.
Well, you could argue maybe that'll incentivize them to play harder in that game.
Well, it's supposed to be a halftime ceremony. Heck, the game might be over by halftime.
Right.
Everybody checked out. No, just kidding.
Well, you might not be kidding, to be honest with you there. No, I thought it was fantastic. I thought Vinatieri had the better.
Did you really?
Drew Brees' speed. Like I said, none of them were bad. It's just Drew Brees always goes to that, I can do it, so can you. No,
Well,
Drew, settle down.
Vinatieri had a couple of lines.
That's what made it good. I like the comedy.
I didn't mind the one against Belichick, but the one
the
with
balls one.
McAfee, and his wife.
I played them both yesterday. I played them both yesterday. No, but that's what I mean. That's what his speech is. And I thought Larry's speech covered it all. It had humor at moments, sentimental at moments, and all of that. But then I was looking at it like this, because I agree with you. I mean, as a dad, just devastating that his dad wasn't there and was so close to getting there. And I saw Larry's comments, I think it was Thursday in Media Day, where he said, I wish I would have, because he knew his dad was sick and he knew he wasn't, they're hoping he can make it to it and stuff like that. But he said, I wish, something to the effect of, I wish I would have prepared better, so he could have recorded something or something for his dad to enshrine and put him in there. And so that stuff kind of hits you and stuff like that. But then I sitting there while I watched Devin up there with him, his oldest son, and I went, this is almost like hey, my time's done. You're going to Notre Dame. It's your ball now. You go. You take the family legacy, and you take it.
It was a cool moment. I mean, and like you said, I just thought that Larry, his speech hit on everything. I mean, he even acknowledged his teammates out there, poked fun, and then people like Chris Carter, jabbing him and said, "Hey, now we can agree that now the pleasantries are over. We can all agree that my hands are better than yours." I mean, it was just I thought his was perfect, and I did enjoy Breeze's, and we all know that.
Like I said, Breeze's wasn't bad. It's just I'm not looking for that type of a speech in that environment.
But I understood what Katrina was all about and how they overcame, and the Saints and Breeze and his family, they were a big part of that.
Most teams would have caved in that situation, and he brought them through it. They're in San Antonio and stuff like that. I'm saying it's not bad.
Look,
it's just not the speech I was
Larry
looking for.
had a couple sayings. The drinking from the well, and I'm going to go back and refill it in the valley.
For the valley, I'm going to refill it. Yeah.
Whoa, that's pretty deep.
Yeah, the extra mile is lonely or something.
There's not a whole lot of traffic on the extra mile, and it's like, wow, okay, great way to start it. Hey, I thought a great way to end.
Yeah, but the preseason, the Canton game itself. Yeah. I mean, dude, I can't tell you how many times I have watched this game in pain and agony, and I'm checked out by halftime.
Yes,
but I know I'm working at night, so I got to stay
with
it. It's just like that game.
Yeah, you get ready to go on right afterwards.
I expected to check out of that game by halftime. No. I stayed with that game to the very end.
We talked about that on Friday, man. Even Collinsworth and Tirico were into this game. Normally, the announcers are even here's this thing.
And look. Only I could recognize Haynes King, the quarterback. I mean, his guy had the Cardinals drafted in the 6th round. By the way,
I know.
But at any rate,
he's a stud.
I was blown away by by Carson Beck, and I hope he proves me wrong. Look, and I know both teams were playing, third, fourth stringers.
Yeah, you got the preseason.
First of all, do me a favor. Don't fall into that trap group. There are no 4 stringers.
Okay,
you only got 90 guys.
Okay, well, so but all he could do is play against the guys that's in front of him, and he acquitted himself very, very well. Yeah. I mean, his accuracy, which I'm not big on. I mean, that's the biggest thing. Yeah.
Oh, I love his accuracy.
I thought
in college. Oh,
yeah.
He paints balls in there.
No. Well, there's a reason why he was a backup on Georgia's 2 national championship
experience.
teams.
The other guy had more experience.
No,
Stetson Bennett.
No. And then he goes to Miami. I mean, look, Beck, he's had 6 years of college play.
They call him doctor.
So I believe him when he talks about he doesn't get rattled. I mean, he's not going to get nervous. I mean, if people, because he's calm, cool, and collected. I believe that about him. That's what I know about. But when I say his accuracy, I mean, let me finish. His accuracy under duress. Mm-hmm. That's when he seems to really be wild, inaccurate, turnover prone, and those are the things that he has to get better at. Being able to deliver. When there's someone in your face, being able to deliver when you've been chased out of the pocket, those are things that I wasn't a big fan of. But if he shows to be a better pro than he was a college player, I'm all for it. We've seen this act before. Tom Brady, a 6th-round pick, better pro than he was a collegiate player, wins 7 Super Bowls. Joe Montana, a 3rd-round pick out of Notre Dame, a better pro than he was a collegiate player. I mean, we can go on down the list. I mean, Terry Bradshaw from Louisiana Tech, what? 4 Super Bowls, yeah. So it can and it does happen. I mean, Phil Simms from a college that's no longer in existence.
Russell Wilson.
Yeah.
But that's my point with Carson Beck is he's coming in the most detailed, the most pressure pointed, like Francisco Mendoza. He was good throughout college, and then he had that unbelievable senior year last year and wins the championship. Beck was just consistent every year and got better in college to the point where even as a backup on 2 national championship teams, he's already a step ahead of every other quarterback out there in the league and stuff like that coming into this. The play that impressed me the most was that one play down toward the end zone where the rush came. And he just casually looked to his right, threw the ball to running back speed.
Absolutely.
Rookie quarterbacks don't do that. They panic, they throw it, they try to force it in there, it gets intercepted or whatever.
Look, he was spot on. I mean, the fade to Fehoko in the end zone for a touchdown. I mean, it looked like Jalen Brooks. Who? Jalen Brooks was his favorite target on the deep ball. I mean, he was accurate with his deep ball passes, and so I'm anxious to see this next step. They play Thursday, right?
Yep, Raiders.
Yeah, they play
Thursday. So Coop, here's
5 p.m.
Here's the way I looked at it. Number one, I wanted to see going into the game, does the play come in crisply? Is the play called in the huddle? Do they break the huddle? Are there pre-snap penalties? Are there problems getting the play run? Those kind of things that you normally see in a first preseason game. And then on top of it with a rookie quarterback. There was none of that.
Yeah.
There was none of that.
Yeah. LaFleur was on his game too. Because, and here's the deal. See, this is what I wondered about with Jacoby Brissett. Brissett is not the most athletic player. And if you've watched what the Rams do, what LaFleur and those guys do, even the 49ers, they have this misdirection waggle where the quarterback gets outside with the option to run or pass. But we know people like Matt Stafford ain't going to run. We know people like Jacoby's not going to run. But can they deliver the ball accurately? Well, let me tell you something. Carson Beck delivered the ball accurately in those situations. So and
even on the deep ball.
And so I'm telling you, a guy, and this is what I just said about with Petsy and the Cardinals with Kyler. Kyler would thrive in something like that. You get him outside with the option to run and pass. It puts so much pressure on the defense. I mean, and he's ideal for that. And yet the Cardinals didn't do anything to those things. I mean, but that's neither here nor there. But
that was my other takeaway was coaching. Really quick, since you brought it up, LaFleur's offense. There was a 4th and 5 late in this game with Beck in there, and last year it would have been a 3-yard loss on a screenplay or for a first half. And they threw it 20 yards down. The receiver dropped it. It was a good defensive play. But I was like, oh, my dear God, did we just throw it 20 yards downfield on a 4th and 5? What was that nonsense? The offense looks like it's rolling. LaFleur looks like, the offense is going to be explosive, or at least try to be explosive is how I should phrase it, which opened my eyes completely. And it could just be, Coop, that we're just stifled by Gannon in that offense last year and the way it ran. But it looked like a professional. I came in here on Friday and was like, we have a coaching staff. We have an NFL quality coaching staff.
Yeah, because to me, it looks. But if Stafford can do it, I know Brissett can. But
Yeah.
Brissett's like this lumbering type of a guy. Yeah, but look, if you can deliver the ball accurately on the move like that, man, hey, you're making that offense a whole
And
lot
here's
better.
the last thing I'll say. I know we'll probably jump somewhere else, but the fact that, again, I hear people, it's against backups. Yes, it's against backups. But that fade in the end zone, I don't care who's covering on that.
Yeah.
It was thrown in the perfect spot.
Yeah, it was.
And so when you could have looked sloppy, Carson Beck could have looked bad against anybody.
Absolutely did.
And he didn't.
Absolutely.
So
Yeah, the other thing was as that first half went on, they literally did a close up on Carson Beck. He took the play call, and I noticed like his running back, I forget his name now, who was in there, 30, I think it was, did something on the field, and he did something wrong because when he got back to the Carson Beck, I was having a conversation with him and tapped him on the back of the helmet. I'm like, this is a rookie quarterback.
Yeah, I think
Kiner's and he's telling the running back, what he needs to do out there. And then on top of it, there was a couple times he took the play call and they zoomed in on his helmet as he's going to the line. And he's looking confidently, just looking at the defense.
Yeah.
He's going in there. You don't see rookies doing that. They're going up there going, all right, my receiver's over here. I'm going to throw it over here. And then on top of it, at the end of the first quarter, he just was driving down the field and they cut to him. He's got his helmet off. Smile the size of Texas on his face. Like he's just out there having a good time. Like it's nothing, like it's not his future career. And he could die out there if he does something wrong and gets hit hard by one of these guys. And he's just having a ball.
Hey,
and you don't see that with rookies, man.
Hey, look, I saw something on X yesterday where there a number of different videos talking about this no-look touchdown pass.
In practice.
Now, it's tough for me to see the no-look that they see him, but they're there, so he must have looked someone.
His helmet was this way, but his eyes obviously were over here.
I can't see that on the tape that I'm seeing, but he must have pulled a Patrick Mahomes. But I put it to you like this. This guy right here, he has been the biggest proponent and supporter of Carson Beck. I poo-pooed the pick.
Yeah.
I didn't like the pick. Yeah. But I would love nothing more than for Beck to prove me wrong because the Cardinals have been aching for a franchise quarterback. Yeah. I mean, for crying out loud.
I'm not going to go that far.
Well, okay.
But what I'm going to, just because, a reality's coming at some point where he's going to veteran quarterbacks have tough. Tom Brady had tough games.
Sure.
It's coming.
Yeah, sure.
It's the overreaction side of it and stuff like that. But I mean, you've had the privilege of hearing me talk about Carson Beck off air. Believe it or not, folks, on air, I've been reserved. I love this kid. I love the way he plays. I'm not saying he's leading the Cardinals to the promised land. What I'm saying is, again, we know what Brissett can do. We know what Minshew can do. Let's find out what Beck can do because you don't have a better rookie. You don't have him.
If Beck can be that dude, you don't have to spend a first-round pick next year.
That's the point. And you have a guy on a rookie deal. I used him right after the draft. I think you were here for it. I think I told you. It might have been off air, but definitely on air. Use the Bo Nix method here with Carson Beck. Get that defense built up. Bo Nix isn't the greatest quarterback in Denver, but he does enough to get him to win. Yeah. Carson Beck can be that guy, if not better. Use that method. Get Beck built up. You got 2 years. You got this year to do it. Go into next year. Get it done, and you can have success. The Broncos are showing you how to be successful with an older, experienced quarterback that had success in college.
Look, the Broncos' defense is special. Oh, I mean, you could say who's better, them, the Seahawks, or the Rams, But because look, Knicks. I mean, it could be. I've seen them have games where it's like 9-6.
Yeah, 6-3.
Yeah. And then in the final minute of the fourth quarter, Bo Nix leads the first touchdown drive, and they score and they win. Yeah. I mean, look. I don't expect that to be the formula for the Cardinals.
Well, but I'm not saying beat the Broncos, but you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Build up that defense. Carson Beck can perform on an offensive level. He's not scared. He can go out there. You can grow with him and have success out there and have a rookie quarterback to where you can pay other guys to come in here. It's a good blueprint to have, is all I'm saying. Going forward. And he showed in the first game, at least, he can be that guy. Now, let's see moving forward now as well. As high as I am on him, I'm
excited by what I've seen, and I know to temper my expectations, but he's already exceeded what I had.
No. And it gives me more motive of what I've said all along. Give Jacoby Brissett the ball to start the season. And when you're 1-5 or 1-8, it's time to see what the kid's got. Let's see what can happen out there.
Yeah, but if you're 5-3, marching towards the playoffs,
then Brissett stays. Hey, 7 million people watched the Hall of Fame game, preseason game.
Is that a record?
It's not even close. Dale always talks about how the NFL dominates. The NBA didn't have a regular season game hit 7 million viewers, and the Hall of Fame game hit 7 million. That Hall of Fame game was like the most fun I've had in a preseason game ever in my life. It was so much fun to watch. But the Spurs Thunder in Christmas had 6.7 million. That was the closest to that $7 million number as well. So obviously it's better than the most viewed Major League Baseball game this season. Any NHL game last year, including any game in the Stanley Cup final, didn't come close to that $7 million.
In the Stanley Cup final?
Yeah. Didn't even come close to
Whoa.
that 7 million Hall of Fame number.
We already know we it's no secret we knew the NFL was king, but to have Canton and the Hall of Fame game put up those numbers relative to what we're talking about the other leagues, that is shocking.
And not two of your marquee franchises.
Well, that's it. Yeah, it wasn't the Cowboys and the Packers battling it out.
Yeah.
The Steelers weren't there as well. Last thing on football, two things. One on the Cardinals. We talked about Josh Sweat earlier in the show. He's on the sidelines. He's there. But I found it interesting that LaFleur had to come out, and his quote was, let's see if I have it here still. LaFleur's quote was, I don't have him here still. He said, whether you believe me or not, I'm not worried about him for September 13th at all, meaning the first game. Then Monty came out and said, we have no interest in trading Josh Sweat. And Josh Sweat's on the sideline. No word of what his injury is. No word of anything.
Okay, well, let me ask you this. Monty says they have no interest
in trading.
Okay, well, all of those reports that came before that statement, that preceded that statement, it talked about how Sweat was unhappy.
Yes.
How he wanted out.
Because Gannon's gone.
Monty address him wanting to be those rumors, him wanting out and
no.
He didn't?
Nope.
Oh, jeez.
So this is my thing to Dale was when I read LaFleur's comments, and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers are dealing with this with their defensive linemen as well.
Vita Vea?
Yeah. And I like to call him Vita Vea. They're dealing with the same thing. Their coach is saying the same thing. He'll be ready for game one. Their GM is saying the same thing. We have no interest in trading him. There's discontent with Josh Sweat in this team, right? Yeah, especially because do we know what his injury is? No.
No, but
they don't talk about it.
Yeah, but here's the deal. You may not have any interest in not trading him, but does he have any interest in wanting to stay and play for you?
Exactly.
So that's why I wanted to know if he had addressed that.
It's just there's just the comments that are being made. Now they're asked. Don't get me wrong. They didn't just run to a podium and go, "We're not trading him." But so there's context to it. But if there wasn't discontent, all right, he's dealing with a knee injury. He's going to be ready to go. We're just giving him extra time. He's working out on the side where he's rehab. Nothing is being said except for he'll be ready for game one, and we have no interest in trading him. It's like you get defensive, right? He's going to be here, guys. He's going to be here and playing. It just tells me that there's something going on.
So he's not really answering the question if he's happy and wants to be traded. You're just doing that PC answer.
Yes.
We have no interest in trading him.
He's going to be here no matter what. It tells me it's not an injury situation. It's what I'm getting at. I'm reading it's not an injury situation. Yeah. It's a disgruntled player situation. Yeah. And can it be solved with money? I don't know.
Yeah, you see, he can't be wanting more money. He decided a free agent contract a year ago.
But hey, come back and play for us again. We'll give you an extra $5 million. That's going to make you feel better, Dale.
Here's the deal, though. Maybe the light bulbs came on. He saw that 3-14 season.
Mm-hmm.
He sees this team as. He's not dumb. He sees what Vegas in 0-17 in terms of being a favorite in game. Yeah. And he's like, man, I don't want to bust my ass on this pitiful team. Get me out of here.
Same defensive coordinator.
Yeah.
On top of it, so is there going to be improvement?
Look, it's the NFL. He's going to have if he wants to make money and play, he's going to have to play for the Cardinals if the Cardinals are steadfast on keeping him.
Right.
Absolutely. It doesn't just par for course that the Cardinals have possibly another disgruntled player in that locker room they're having to deal with everything positive. Think of the positive momentum the Cardinals had. That Hall of Fame game as a whole with a rookie quarterback, but then you saw other receivers be stars. You running backs that aren't going to get a lot of playing time at running back had some great games in that. And then you got Larry's enshrinement into that. And then we come right back to Steve Keim issues, now. And then, of course, Josh Sweat isn't here. And it's like, what?
Yeah, Steve, and it's interesting that you're mentioning the receivers because, see, outside of Marvin Harrison, Michael Wilson, and Kedrick Bourne, I'm like, who do the Cardinals have behind these guys?
But they looked like they were starters the other night.
But all of a sudden, you're hearing Bryson Green, who, Jalen Brooks, who. I mean, they were actually catching the ball and getting open. And there's a third guy. I can't even think of his name. It's not Semi Fehoko because he's a veteran.
Yeah,
there was another.
He had a good game on Thursday,
I know it
too.
was their 5th round pick, Reggie Virgil.
Yeah, I heard Virgil's name a lot.
Yeah, I'm like, wow. These guys are acquitting themselves pretty well. They're catching the ball, unlike what we've seen from Marvin.
Yeah. No, it was that's what I took away from it was I expected some, unfamiliarity between quarterback and receivers. They look like they've been playing together for years out there. It was amazing to see out there. Last thing on football I got before we'll take our break and then, of course, talk Major League Baseball here is first-time eligibles for Pro Football Hall of Fame, class of 2027. Tell me if they're Hall of Famers or not, Bruce and Dale. Rob Gronkowski.
Yes.
Really? Short time?
Short time.
Bruce?
Played double-digit years. No, too big a name.
I think I may give him not a first time. I think he's a Hall of Famer.
Yeah, but a Hall of Famer.
I'm not going to give him a first
not
ballot.
first time because then we can get into arguments of who's ahead of him and all that.
First ballot. No first
Ben
ballot.
Roethlisberger.
Oh, absolutely.
Absolute?
I would.
Dale?
I would approach it almost like Coop with Rob Gronkowski. I think he's a Hall of Famer. I'm not sure. I need to see who the list is.
Well, let me put it this way: Ben Roethlisberger or Eli Manning. Only one of those two can go in.
Well, they came in the same draft class.
Yeah, I know.
They were in the same draft
but
class.
they retired different.
Yeah, they did. They came in the
but that's
same
my
draft.
point. Like Eli, a lot of people say Eli's not. I think Eli is. But Ben's in that category for me too. Where if he gets in, that's great.
Well,
if he doesn't get in, I can understand it too.
If you look at Eli's stats, I mean, this dude threw. Almost as many interceptions as Brett Favre.
Yeah.
I mean, his touchdown interception ratio is terrible. His one-loss record is terrible. But the dude beat Brady twice in the Super Bowl.
In spectacular fashion on top of it.
So I would say, and look, his name resonates. That name on the back of the jersey resonates.
Manning.
Yeah. And so I think just based on that, they'll put him in.
Yeah.
So
it won't be unanimous, but I can see there's some discussion.
Like I said, him and Ben Roethlisberger to me are, if they get in, great. They deserve it. If they don't get in, then all right, they just missed out.
Big Ben, he was made primarily the quarterback for Tomlin. Never had a losing season,
right.
And
one of the greatest comebacks in Super Bowl history against Cardinals.
And him and Brown, Antonio Brown.
Yeah.
I mean, they had a great connection until Antonio went berserk.
Oh, that's a head injury there, which brings my next point. Antonio Brown is eligible
this year. No, he's not getting in first ballot for sure.
His numbers are there. Off the field, though, it's going to hurt him.
I'm going to hurt him. I'm going to penalize him for probably the first two.
But you think he is Hall of Fame material?
Oh, his numbers are just unbelievable.
Yeah, Dale.
On down the line.
That's the thing, Antonio Brown. Like you look at his number and you're like bona fide Hall of Famer.
Dude, there's no
and then
question.
You go, but all the other stuff.
Yeah. And granted, most of it's not that police blotter stuff, even though there is some.
Yeah.
It's not that stuff that you can look at and say,
running off the field.
That's
taking his jersey off, running off the field at that one time.
He's gonna have to.
And by the way, it is not supposed to matter your relationship with sports writers or your off the field activities, but
it does.
That's kind of hard to swallow first ballot.
Yeah.
And then Adrian Peterson. To me, he's in. It's not even a question.
There's no question.
He's a Hall of Famer.
Matter of fact,
when he gets in is the question.
Matter of fact, if the Cardinals would listen to me, he'd been that first round pick.
Levi Brown instead, Coop.
Absolutely.
Richard Sherman.
Ooh, you know what?
Legion of Legion of Bloom.
Richard Sherman was the modern day Deion Sanders. Even though he didn't have Sanders' athleticism or his closing speed or anything like that, Richard Sherman, he just seemed to always be around when a big play was needed.
Mm-hmm.
You talk about I mean, he was probably like the Robert Ory. I mean, the guy that just always seemed to make the big shot Bob. I mean, it was like big play Sherman. So I'm putting him in. He was a big play.
I don't know about first ballot.
Yeah, but the thing about Sherman is he gets kind of buried because of the other talent on that Legion of Boom.
Yeah.
Kind of buries him because he was on the outside, but to me, he was like the linchpin kind of that defense. I think he's a Hall of Famer. Cam Newton.
Ooh.
No.
In my eyes, no.
No, even though he was Rookie of the Year, quarterback,
Change the quarterback game
to a Super Bowl.
Yeah.
I don't think he did enough. Let's say no.
Well, especially not next year.
Le'Veon Bell.
No. Once he left the Steelers.
Yeah, it was all downhill, right?
Yeah.
But he was dominant at the Steelers, but not long enough.
Yeah.
I'm going to leave this one. Gerald McCoy, Eric Weddle, I'll lump these together. Alec Max, I don't think either of those three are.
No.
But I'll leave this one to Dale and you, of course. But Dale first here on this one. Andrew Whitworth, offensive lineman, your Rams.
Boy, long storied career. I don't think the Rams become what they are without him.
They didn't win that Super Bowl, their first Super Bowl without him. Yeah. He dominated on that line. Then retired.
The thing about offensive linemen, it's all perception because you can't sit there and go, oh, we had 18 pancakes that season versus 12. Or I think Whitworth would go in. I would not be surprised if it's not this year.
Yeah. Look, I don't look at Andrew Whitworth as a Orlando Pace or an Anthony Munoz. I just can't. I can't go there first ballot.
See, he's not in those guys' categories because he wasn't as dominant as those guys were.
Those guys were first ballot.
Yeah, and those guys would pick somebody up and throw him. Whitworth would just block the crap out of you and wear you down throughout the game. So yeah, that's the difference. He didn't have that shininess. So I agree. He's a Hall of Famer in my eyes. It's just a matter of when he gets in. Really quick, Robert says Dale Housen needs to bring up Big Ben not being first ballot on his KUPD hit. Oh, I've been around with that. I told Holmberg last week that Big Ben's not a first ballot. I thought he was going to hit me at one point when I said that as well. And then Robert says, that's the stupidest thing I've ever heard. You said that earlier. Coop obviously doesn't follow me on X. As some of us have to say it on X, some of us get to say it with a microphone in front of us as well. When we come back, Diamondbacks talk. And I got to ask Coop here, over, under on how many times we're going to be force-fed the 76ers this year. Give you the opening night and Christmas schedule. And then on top of it, how many times we're going to be force-fed the 76ers and only get a shell of the team because guys are injured as well. Two questions for Coop coming up, folks. Come on back, the main event. And we're back here, second hour main event with this guy, legend Bruce Cooper, and then this other legend here. Folks, he just had success at SMU, rolls up to, gets to the AFC Championship game with the Bills, the lowly Bills, and starts their franchise on their record side. He tried to tank the Raiders, but he was like, the Raiders were like, we don't want to win, Dale. You fake your injury, and we'll just ship you out of here to Dallas. Goes to Dallas, wins 3 Super Bowls. Even the Ravens, he goes to the Ravens for 2 games and gets them into a playoff run as well, and then there's me. I ate a taco last night.
with or without steak?
No steak.
Hey, there's an article in ESPN today, and it has the going price for Power 4 positional players in college football.
Oh, football, yeah.
Is
quarterbacks higher than
my mom and dad had me 40 years too early.
At quarterbacks, are they over $4 million now?
What are we talking, Dale? What are we talking?
For an offensive tackle, and going into my junior senior year, I mean, I was a solid starter, all conference guy, all American my senior year. Between Power 4s between $1.2 and $1.5 million. Wow. 1.2, 1.5. Coop, I had to play 4 years in the NFL to get 1.2 million.
Hey, Coop.
You'd have said, hey, man, can I get more eligibility?
Yeah.
Coop, he played at SMU. You don't think he was getting that in a McDonald's bag?
That's right. Yeah. Dale was like, hey, look, hey, man, I know about Dickerson and James, but come on, man. Somebody's opening a hole for me. Give me mine.
Wrong position.
Come on, Dale. Tell me. Fess up. Fess up, Dale.
He won't admit it. He will not admit it, even off air, what came his way there. But yeah, no, isn't that crazy? That's why you're going to see a lot of guys start staying in college a lot more because it's more than what you'll make. Like Carson Beck took a serious pay cut to go to the Cardinals
in the third round.
Look at Trinidad Chambliss, the quarterback I like the most in his. He's 24 now, so that means when he plays his first game in the NFL, the preseason, he'll be 25. And so he could have put his name in the draft this year, but Ole Miss was offering him something that he said, I'm not going to see in the NFL, at least my rookie year, because they're not even talking first round for me. And so they went to court. He got that extra year.
Yeah.
So, Dale, you're right. I mean, it pays to play college football
Yes,
at the Power 4 level.
It certainly does. Wow.
Hey, really quick, NBA, we have the opening night schedule, and of course, it just flipped off my screen here as well. Opening night, Tuesday, October 20th, Celtics, Pistons lead us off first. 76ers, Knicks. That turns into something here, right?
Sixers will win that.
And then Oklahoma City Spurs is the night game there as well. Yeah.
Ooh.
That's
trying to follow the NFL model.
That's a heck of an opening night, man. I might sit down and watch all three. That triple header. Oh, what night is that?
Tuesday, October 20th.
Oh, brother.
Then you go to Wednesday.
I may not even come in here.
Yeah, exactly. You're going to be all excited about it. It doesn't start till like 3 p.m. our time or something like that, I think. So you have plenty of time afterwards. Wednesday, then you've got Golden State Lakers. That's one. You've got Minnesota Heat. Giannis coming back right there. Rudy Gobert and those guys coming up here. Then Thursday, you've got Cleveland 76ers, Nuggets, Oklahoma City as well. And then you've got Knicks Celtics on Friday night.
Where are the Phoenix Suns in this
to
national,
go.
lineup?
This is kind of my point, Coop, is with all the talk about an improved Suns team again this year, they're re-signing, bringing everybody back with what they did last year. Obviously, the national broadcasters don't care.
Well, look, the Sixers had the best offseason, and so if I were a TV or league executive, I would certainly have them in the max number of times that I could. I mean,
I know, but don't you worry about injuries? They're going to get burned where, how many games is LeBron going to play this year? Joel Embiid has played more games, more games in his career than he's played in.
Okay, so even with that being said, you still have Tyrese Maxey, and I know people they don't really recognize the name VJ Edgecombe because he was a rookie. Mm-hmm. He was like one of the best rookies last year. You have Jaylen Brown. Yeah. Those are three guys that don't miss games. And so look, LeBron, he won't have to carry the load as much. Say what you want about LeBron. LeBron doesn't really miss a whole lot of games. I know he has some of these injuries.
No, he played 60, 70 games.
Yeah. He spends lots of money on his body during the offseason. So, I mean, he's not a Joel Embiid. He's not an Anthony Davis. But he's not a Kawhi Leonard.
Yeah, the problem is the guy you named first there is on his team.
Yeah. And here's the deal. I think the Sixers can win in spite of him.
All right.
Well, LeBron's going there to be a backup. Really quick, Christmas Day, Spurs-Knicks is the first game
hold on.
Christmas Day.
Before you go down that,
okay.
I have Christmas Day's national TV watch list. Cool.
Okay.
You better start resting up now.
Okay.
So you're including the other sports.
There's 2 sports playing, NBA and NFL.
Dale, are you telling me that I may have to, get my mother upset at me?
Yeah.
Because see, my mother's having Christmas at her house this year,
and it's on a Friday too, Coop. Christmas is on a Friday.
When you get family gatherings at mom's, I mean, it's too much riffraff. A lot of
side
reminiscing,
stuff,
a lot of laughing, this, that, and that. And man, I'm into the games, man.
Yeah.
So I may have to be a no-show. That would piss my mom off.
You know what your mom's Christmas present is? A giant 100-inch TV. For one of her bedrooms where nobody else is allowed in but you. That's the Christmas
That's a good
gift.
point.
Coop, but what I already want you to start working on is your sniffles. So you get Christmas Eve, you go, Mom, I just ain't feeling good.
He's setting it up now. He's like, guys.
I like the way Dale thinks.
All right.
Let me hear this lineup.
Here we go. Start off at it'll be 10 a.m.
Ooh, nice.
In the morning, you have Spurs-Knicks.
Ooh, nice.
Okay. At also, and then at 11 o'clock, you got the Packers at the Bears.
Ooh.
All right. Then you have next Heat and Celtics. Then you have Bills Broncos.
Wow.
Then you have 76ers Lakers.
Ooh.
Then you have Thunder Wolves.
Wow.
Rams Seahawks.
Jeez.
Nuggets Warriors.
Yeah, Nuggets Warriors close it out.
I'm working on that cop already. Boy, that is, brother, that's tremendous.
Wow.
And see, here's the deal. This is why I need to be in my home.
Yeah.
So I have 2 screens in my man cave.
Right.
I mean, come on. Oh, wow, Dale. Thank you, man.
You got it.
That is crazy with the football added into that as well on that Friday.
And no one let my mom on.
Yeah, exactly. Keep that quiet there. But like you said, no Suns at all in that list anywhere. So just your traditional big teams at this point.
Yes.
Well, see, look, the league is all about the big names because when Durant was on the Suns were getting those games,
right.
and they weren't worth a damn.
Yeah.
Right.
So I'd rather them be like they are now. And because I watch them locally, they'll be on despite the fact they're not on national. And so when they are doing what I expect them to do, a top 4 team. Look, they're not going to be a top 3 team. We already know who the top three teams are. You got OKC, you got the Spurs, and you have the T-Wolves. Suns will be fighting for that 4th spot with the Rockets and the Nuggets, and I think the Suns will win.
I think T-Wolves and Nuggets are going to be a switch around, possibly.
Nuggets are on the decline.
Yeah, so the Wolves. I'm not a Wolves fan. They're Wolves fans. There's something wrong with that team, man.
Dude, how can you say
They're
that?
from Minnesota, Coop. There's just something in the water up there.
It says, I did see a little blurb. I don't know what the truth to it was, but there's some multi-billionaire overseas around where the Joker lives somewhere, and they have a league over there.
Yeah,
and there's talk of him trying to buy the Joker out of his contract, bring him over there, and pay him more money.
Like Liv?
Yeah, like Liv.
Is that right?
And if Denver loses the Joker, then they become
they become nothing. Oh, they become Jazz Light, probably is where they go down to at that point, and stuff like that. But yeah, so you're putting Suns top 4. There definitely should be a top 6 team. I don't know if I'm pulling the trigger to 4 yet, but there'll be 5 or 6.
Look, Minnesota's got 3. Look, the fact that they traded Julius Randle and they brought back LaMelo Ball means everything because, see, their franchise player, Anthony Edwards, he had to do everything. I mean, from handling the ball to initiating offense to making big shots to driving the paint. He had to do it all, and his body was beginning to wear down. He was starting to get injured. LaMelo Ball, I mean, he takes the ball away from Anthony Edwards. He can now be that creator and facilitator. I mean, LaMelo Ball is a terrific passer.
Agree 1,000%. I don't know if Ant-Man and Ball and Rudy Gobert can get along.
Gobert's not a shooter. All he needs is just to throw the lob up.
But he's a locker room guy that messes up a locker room, and I don't know if Bell and Ant-Man are going to get along. So I'm throwing out there.
No.
Well, I don't think they make the trade if he's not going to fit in that locker room.
It's the Minnesota. They make a lot of weird stuff happen up there.
I don't know where that's coming from.
No. It's Steve's personal bias.
The Lynx are going to get to the WNBA playoffs and lose in the first round. It's going to be what they do, man. It's what they do as well out there. Let's get to baseball. Me in Minnesota, man. Let's get to baseball here, of course. We talked to you last. Diamondbacks tied the Padres, beat the Dodgers 2 out of 3.
Well, look. They went 4-3 in those 7 games, and I'm really pissed off about the game Saturday night. I mean, look. I mean, you just can't ask Brandon Pfaadt to throw any better than he did. 7 shutout innings. He out-threw Yamamoto. Yeah. So it's 0-0 after 7 innings. The Diamondbacks, top of the 8th, bring in Jonathan Loaiza to pitch. He gives up a solo homer to Kyle Tucker. I'm thinking it's going to be a tough luck loss, because now it's the bottom of the 9th inning. 1-0. They have on their closer Edwin Diaz.
Yeah.
I mean, first pitch. I mean, that's not first pitch, but Perdomo triples to the gap in right center, and it's like, oh my gosh! All right, I'm just got my fingers crossed because the Diamondbacks have had men in scoring position all night long and not been able to score. What happens? Corbin Carroll triples to left field. Back-to-back triples. We're tied at 1. We're 90 feet away from a second consecutive walk-off. Ryan Walsmith with a 2-run bomb in the 9th the night before. I mean, I'm like, how about this? We're going to win the series. And, man, I just couldn't believe what happened. And so to see the Diamondbacks lose that game, and keep in mind, the only hit Ohtani gets an entire series is that little scratch thing that Tawa should have been able to backhand.
Mm-hmm.
I
1
mean,
for 11 in the series.
I mean, it's unbelievable. But the Diamondbacks did win the series, but I couldn't help but think this. 2 years ago, after the Diamondbacks hit, and we're talking about 2024, a year after they had gone to the World Series.
Right.
They have a 8-0 lead in the 7th inning against the Milwaukee Brewers in Milwaukee. Diamondbacks lost that game. And I was saying, I sure hope that doesn't come back to haunt them. Well, I'll be darned. Last game of the year, Braves and Mets, they have to play a doubleheader. Diamondbacks need one of those teams, either the Mets or the Braves. They need them to sweep a split and they're out. Well, if they had won that game in Milwaukee, they're guaranteed in. They're guaranteed in. That one game would have put them in. But I'm now here finding myself saying, I sure hope that game doesn't come back to haunt them again. Because, I mean, shoot, man, let's face it. They're tied with Philly for the second wild card spot. Yep. So the other, actually, they have the second wild card spot.
Throw it up, Ethan.
Right now,
throw up the NL wild card standings.
Right now, they have the season series lead over the Philly. So, but the Padres.
But they play them again here coming up again.
The Padres are only a game back.
Yeah.
Dude, this is nothing but a scramble to the end. And if it comes down to that one game again that throws us out, man, I am going to be so bitter.
But can you put it on this one game on Saturday night, or can you put it to the blown saves from Seawald that started creeping in and you kept throwing them out there and stuff like that?
This the Saturday one. I mean, you have to take the one that stands out the most. Yeah. Man, you are 90 feet away.
No, I don't.
At bottom of the 9th inning at home.
But it's execution. That's what I hate. And to me, it goes back to coaching. It's execution.
Oh, it's not coaching.
You practice these moments to bunt. You practice these moments to bunt. You practice these moments to hit.
Look. You don't bunt. Look, with Corbin at third base, nobody out, game tied at 1.
Well, you're not
bunting,
Marte.
3, 4, and 5 hitters coming up.
Yeah.
3, 4, and 5. It's not like you're 7, 8, 9 hitters.
You would have surprised the world if Marte would have laid down a bunt right there.
First of all, the Dodgers brought their infield in.
I know.
They brought and no, I'm not putting that on Lovello. That's the players, man. Come on now. I'm not letting you get away with that, but no.
Yeah, first of all, it's a brutal decision.
Well, what? Geez, there we go. I just No, it's absolutely unacceptable for you not to score in that
Yeah,
situation
man,
and
that's
win that
starting
game. I agree
really tick me
100%
off. Tick me
and
off.
stuff like that. But look, they recovered. They won on Sunday.
Dude,
It was
that's
behind
not
the
a
back of
recovery. That
E-Rod.
should have been a sweep.
Okay.
Coop,
But
come
but
on.
you could
No,
but no,
no,
what I'm saying
no.
is you could
Coop.
see they come in on Sunday and then they're just like we should have won yesterday.
I'm
You
not
lose
buying
again.
that. I'm not buying not in this pitted race, man.
So look,
Look,
I say something stupid and then you follow it up with
Yeah,
something
with
stupid.
some
Coop.
more stupid.
no, okay.
The stupid brothers, though. You got the bad brothers, stupid brothers.
Something with the seat over here.
Because they would have won Saturday night, you're saying that they would that Eduardo Rodriguez wouldn't have come out and thrown 115 pitches the next day.
No, the other side of it is their bullpen got taxed to where we found out after Sunday, 4 guys were not able to be pitched on Sunday as well. So E-Rod had to go that extra inning to try to get there.
That would have been the same case whether they won in the ninth or
No,
not.
they'd have been
no.
lackadaisical.
'Cause they had to go
already
10th
won
again.
the series,
Yeah.
Coop. They already won the series then.
Why? Look, okay, that's like you saying. All right, we won the NFC Championship game against these guys last year.
Yeah.
So NFC Championship game against the same team this year. Hey man, we got this. You're not going to say that.
No, but you're also you're a little more satisfied in baseball, Coop.
Dale,
Is
stop it.
this passion? I get it because Saturday night was unacceptable not scoring in
It's
that. I agree with
frustrating.
you. It's what the Diamondbacks do. It is beyond frustrating how you can have 22 people in scoring position and not score 3 of them. You know, it is ridiculous that what happened.
Yeah,
The Diamondbacks
it was
happened.
unbelievable.
The hitting is the most ridiculous thing to deal with. It's frustrating as all heck. 1,000%.
Okay, so you think this final month and a half of the season, down this pennant stretch, that hitting is the most critical part that the
100%.
Diamondbacks have to get? What do you say? He says hitting.
See, I'm going to narrow it down more than that. I think they're hitting fine. They're having opportunities. Situational hitting.
Which goes to Saturday night.
When you
Saturday.
get a guy on second or third base, he's got to score down the stretch. Again, you know, if you get 12 runners in scoring position, you got to bring home 5 of them.
Yeah.
You can't go 1 for 12 or 2 for 27 or some of these numbers that they're putting up. So I say situationally.
Well,
What do you say?
I don't argue with either one of you, but for me, they need their stars to be stars.
Well, that goes to the hitting, though.
Cattell
That's what I'm saying.
and Corbin,
Yeah.
dude, Corbin's really starting to piss me off.
I mean, Perdomo.
Perdomo's
at
the
times.
one guy that
Yeah.
looks like he's scratching himself.
But that's
out
what
of
I mean by hitting is, can you imagine what this team would be if Marte, Corbin, and Perdomo were producing at the level we expect from them?
Look,
This team would be unbeatable. Coop.
In a season in which Gabby Moreno is having a career year, you have your stars who are hitting below 250.
Yeah.
I mean, for crying out loud, man.
Well, you got Perdomo at 244, you got Carroll at 241, you got Marte at 247, and you got Waldschmidt, he's at 290.
Yeah.
You've got Vargas is having a good year, as you said. Moreno over 300, and so I will agree with you.
But I think I heard the numbers. I think Bob Brenly said it on the broadcast. He gave the numbers for the month of July for both Cattell and for Corbin.
Yeah.
And it was horrible.
Yeah.
I mean, dang. I mean, I'm no baseball player, but heck, I think I can scratch out maybe 5 hits here, 4 hits there. You know.
Well, that's what I mean by hitting is mainly their main guy. You're getting enough from Waldschmidt. You're getting enough from Tawa for the most part. You know, up or down. You're getting enough from Kepler. You're getting enough from Arenado. What you're missing is right now with this team and most of the season is Marte, Perdomo, and Carroll not getting those timely hits and stuff. And that if they can figure out that and get 2 out of 3 of those guys consistently hitting like you expect them to do, this team's unbeatable.
But here's the deal with Perdomo.
The way their pitching's
even though Perdomo's average may not be what you think it is,
it should be a leadoff guy.
Have you watched this guy work pitchers?
Yeah.
I mean, he fouls ball, and then he gets those walks. So those walks are not going to be reflective in his batting average, but his on base percentage has really picked up. And
I agree.
Yeah, and so, but the other 2 guys, I mean, it's like.
But great, so Perdomo gets on it. Nobody can hit him in because Carroll's struggling and Marte's struggling out there and stuff.
I mean, but Carroll,
if this team could figure out hitting Coop, they're gonna.
But here's the deal:
they compete for the Dodgers for first place, like Dale called earlier in the show.
But here's the deal: even the announcers have pointed it out, and we know it to be true. The book on Carroll is you throw him that high
He
outside
chases
pitch and
it.
he goes chasing. Dude, you would think that his hitting coaches, I mean, would sit down and tell this dude, I mean, come on, man. He's watched enough film. But he goes up and he repeats the same thing every freaking time.
Yeah.
He's driving me crazy.
I mean, Sirocco comes back last night, gets that, 4 1/3 inning, I think is what he officially got charged with here. Look, I mean, take him out at that point. It's a blowout ball game, it's basically a comeback situation.
Well, Torrey said his absolute drop dead limit was 80 pitches, and so he's at 77 with that.
But I have no problem with that being a blowout. Bringing him back slowly.
Well,
but then you see the new guy come in and pitch.
You'd like to get him a win, but look, they designate Seawald for assignment. Because they said, hey, look, you had to. We don't basically tell him we don't trust you as a back end guy, and so you don't fit what we need for long relief. So they signed Littell. Now, I didn't expect Littell to throw 4 2/3 of shutout last night, but all of a sudden I'm saying, damn, that Hazen did it again.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's the thing, right? He got cut from who was he with? Nationals. Yeah, they just released him because he's been terrible, and he shows up here and comes into the back half of that game as well. And I wanted to do this about Seawald here, and we'll wrap up the show with this. If you want to listen to it, Torrey yesterday talked about DFAing Seawald and what a hard decision it was and things of that. So I want to play this clip for everybody first, and then, look, I'm going to give an unexpected tribute to Paul Seawald here on his way out of town. But first, here's Torrey yesterday on Seawald.
He is, first of all, it was a brutal decision. He's meant so much to this organization. He's closed out 24 games. He solidified things for our 23 run. He had a number of saves in 24 before he got banged up. And you learn to appreciate the human being at a certain point. He's just such a great competitor and was having so much success. And on top of that, he's a friend of all of us. Like, he's just a good person. He's a great husband. He's a great father. He stands for all the things that we believe in here as an Arizona Diamondback. So to say goodbye to him was not easy. It was agonizing. However, the reasons that were stated in my office yesterday were things such as the role that you're currently in is not going to be an area of your strength. It's not something that you've done a lot. You're usually a very back end guy. We're going in another direction. You can see the success of the team. You guys, not Paul. You can see the success that the team is having with guys going in other directions, or with going in different directions other than him. Guys are really, really getting after it, and he understood that. I think it was painful for him, and we said our goodbyes, but more like we'll see you later. That's the mindset. I just feel like the role he was in, we need a little bit more length. And that's where Zach comes in. I know you guys are aware that Zach Littell signed with us. And who knows? Mike made some comments in there that stuck with me, and I'm sure we'll stick with Paul. And what we all remember is what he's done for this ball club and what he's done for this organization. It's just we're going in a different direction because guys are looked at in a little bit different way, such as Brandon Garcia and Kevin Ginkel and Loizaga and Murillo. I think they soaked up the spot that Paul was in, and that's just the nature of the game.
My thoughts on this is pretty simple. One, as a man, it makes that decision harder, but in a baseball sense, that's the easiest decision they probably are going to make all year, letting him go. That being said, the Diamondbacks are not where they are today without Paul Seawald. They weren't there in 23. They didn't get to that World Series without the contributions. As bad as it goes with him at the end, you're not there. You're not in those positions without what he did for you there. It is just he's just a guy that cannot get through a whole season without going disaster mode on you. And it's a terrible thing to see. But it's just not, it can't be that. It's a hard decision because you like the human being as a great guy, but as a pure baseball decision, had to be done. No, they had to do it, and that's one thing I'll give these guys credit for. They tend to delay these types of decisions. Steve Baven-Smith, C. Seawald last year, C. Seawald the year before. They tend to delay these types of decisions there, and they realized it early. They capitalized on it, and so you got to give everybody credit on that. I wish Seawald the best. It's just, your role's gone here now, fell apart, but you also have to acknowledge we're not here in this position. They're not in the second spot in the wild card without Paul Sewald this year.
No question. Look, here on this very show, both you and I, Dale as well, I mean, we commended Mike Hazen for his foresight in bringing Sewald back because I poo-pooed it from the beginning.
Yeah.
I don't want to see him back. But Sewald, just like Tori said, I mean, this guy was nails. I mean, we talked about how the Diamondbacks, he was one of their brightest stars, if not their MVP early on. I mean, he saved 23 of his first 24 opportunities.
Yes.
It's only like Steve talked about, it inevitably, late in the season, around this time, he tends to fade, except for the year the Diamondbacks acquired him around this time. And going forward in the 23 World Series
From Seattle, right?
right?
Yeah.
But he's fading. I mean, look, I think the stat was he had pitched like 11 innings and given up 18 earned runs. I mean, he could one of those outings. I mean, his first 5. I mean, I think it was another game, the only game that Fott didn't win that he started before this game here. He had a 6-3 lead in the bottom of the 9th inning, gave up a double, 2-run homer, solo home run. All of a sudden, it's 6-6. Yeah. He was giving up home runs. He just couldn't get people out anymore. I don't know what the deal was, but yeah, it's time to move on and thank him for his contributions because, like Tori said, Diamondbacks wouldn't be in this situation without him.
I think they handled it as professionally as you could, because you're right. I mean, obviously, the general manager, the owner, and the skipper are all going to remember more of the good things than the couple bad outings at the end, whereas fans tend to focus on the bad a lot more than they tend to they focus on the good, i.e. Steve McCollum.
Did you not just hear what I said? The Diamondbacks are not in this position without Paul Sewald.
Stephen
I'm
J.
giving the guy
McCollum.
credit for once in my life. Hey, breaking news, I'll give this. Dale saw it a little bit ago. The Vikings have named Kyler Murray their starting quarterback, according to ESPN. Not a shocker in my eyes.
I'm shocked by that.
Are you?
Of course
Oh,
not.
I was going to say with JJ there as well. I'm wondering what that means for JJ in that locker room. I wonder how the quarterback dynamic is going to be. Because JJ was not happy Kyler was there. We'll have to see if Kyler burns. But I don't have my official picks out, but I'm expecting the Vikings to win 10, 11 games this year.
Well, here's the
with
deal.
Kyler Murray as their
if you're a
quarterback.
Viking fan, or even some players on that coaching staff, J.J. McCollum was your Paul Sewald.
McCarthy.
Yeah, he was your Paul Sewald.
Don't blame him at me.
Because they gave him every opportunity to be that guy last year, and he failed. And so now they've lost confidence in him. The next interception he throws, they're going to say, "Here we go again." It's almost like the Paul Sewald.
Well,
the next home run he
it's
does,
worse.
said, "Oh, get him out."
The
of
star receiver doesn't want J.J. McCarthy as the quarterback and wants Kyler Murray. That alone decision is fairly easy. And I think he's going to have a good year. We're going to be sitting here as Cardinals fans going, of course. Of course this is happening right now. And don't worry about it, though, because they'll get to the playoffs and look like garbage because it's Minnesota.
Well, look. If the Cardinals had this coaching staff and these players, because they needed a Jeremiah Love. They needed a Tyler Algier. That running back room, like I've said before, I think it's one of the best in the league right now. And I know people don't really know a whole lot about Jeremiah Love, but just watch. The guy stays healthy, you'll see. And so that's the quarterback's best friend. Turn around, hand the ball off. It takes a lot of pressure. The Cardinals were asking Kyler to be Superman and win the games for him.
Yes.
They're not asking him to do that in Minnesota. They said, hey, get it to our bevy of stars. I mean, look at his receiving core. Justin Jefferson, Jordan Addison, Jawan Jennings. His tight end is T.J. Hawkinson.
Don't discount their running game last year. It set the tone.
Aaron Jones and Jordan Mason. Yeah, I mean, he's got some weapons. I mean,
do you say Minnesota double-digit wins?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah,
I got him at least 10.
And here's the deal. That's in a very, very tough division.
Yeah.
I mean, that division is tougher than the West if you consider all four teams, because there's a fourth team in the West that stinks.
That is true.
But in that division in North, every team is good. I mean, from the Bears to the Lions to the Packers to the Vikings. Yeah, they're all good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree 100% with that. Well, let's get out of here, fellas. Bruce Cooper joins us, of course, every Tuesday as well. We'll be back tomorrow morning at 8 o'clock as well. Robert, really quick, says Tawa should have been playing behind the runner in that situation with that catcher on first for that, I guess, misplayed ball there as well. And then Robert says being down 4 relievers is on the 728 and 748 manager with his record there as well.
Now tell me this, Coop, when we come back next Tuesday, will ASU have a starting quarterback name?
Yeah.
They hit the Tana Center today, right?
It's either today or tomorrow, but yeah, it's this week. I forget which day.
No.
No. All right.
Do you think Keene's going to keep it? I tell you this.
I do.
Yeah, he's in the conversation where I was telling you beforehand. The fact they haven't named anybody.
Yeah, they're going to give Boley every opportunity to win, but he ain't going to do it.
You just said what I was thinking. They're like, please, Boley. Come on, buddy. Come on, buddy. Let's do something.
One more.
Come on, man. Come on, let's do this. And I don't. It's an interesting thing to see. For Dale, for me, we're out of here. See you tomorrow, everybody.